everybody, welcome to Impossible Coin. I am Brian Cartwright. I am joined by Rocky Hardy.
Yeah, that's me.
And I'm joined by Tegan Somerset.
Hi, y'all.
And we're a podcast about video games. If the two of you will indulge me this week, I would like to talk about Atlanta, if that's okay.
You mean like the city?
The TV program.
Oh, okay, for sure.
Yeah. Atlanta returned to television after having been away for 4 years. I didn't realize it was that long, mainly because of the personal panorama.
Mm-hmm.
But sure enough, Atlanta's been away for 4 years.
And now it's here.
And now it's here.
Welcome back, Atlanta.
Earlier this week, I sent Rocky a message on Twitter related to the experience of watching the Atlanta season premiere. I want to make sure I quote myself effectively.
For people who don't know what Atlanta is about.
Ironically, it's going to answer that question
excellent.
now.
Perfect. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I sent Rocky this message. It is the show Atlanta speaking. Atlanta, I'm a comedy show. Atlanta, except when I am not. Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that show has fucked me up that hard since the Teddy Perkins episode.
Yeah, that makes some sense.
Oh, goddamn. For people listening at home, spoilers ahead. Jesus. God. All right. Rocky, have you watched it?
No.
Fuck. All right. Well, thanks for coming to our talk about Atlanta.
Amazing. Incredible work, everyone.
Yeah. I know that you have a different position on spoilers, and I don't want to ruin it for you. So, anyway, yeah. What's up?
I didn't say anything.
Okay, yes. So, thanks for coming to our talk on Atlanta. Don't forget to tip your waitress.
Brian, if you want to talk about Atlanta. Just do it.
Oh.
Right?
Okay. So the first episode of the season is, we find this out at the end of the episode, framed as it's a dream that Ern is having.
Cool.
And so the entire episode, up until we see Ern waking up in bed, is about people who are not Ern.
Mm-hmm.
It is about a little kid who gets into some light trouble at school. And then his mother and grandfather go to school to talk to the principal, as is tradition.
Mm-hmm.
And a teacher for the kid insinuates that what the kid needs is remedial classes and to be, left behind a grade.
Rip. That's a rough conversation.
And she's like, perhaps he's acting out because the work is too challenging. And the mom is like, no, you just give his ass detention. This is not about the work being too hard. This is about, you just need to give his ass detention.
Yeah, it doesn't seem productive at all.
So then the mother and the grandfather take the kid out in the hallway. Excuse me, I'm dying. Where the grandfather then proceeds to give the kid 3 slaps, which is also the title of the episode.
Oh, the episode is called 3 Slaps?
Yes.
All right, that's choice.
So, I guess for context on this, it's important to point out that the principal and the teacher are white, and that this is a black family. Black kid, black mom, black grandfather, and they see these 3 slaps, and I'm here to say, I have been slapped in my life. I have been spanked in my life. And, those were not, as portrayed, business slaps. They were not business. Are you picking up what I'm putting down here?
I know what you're saying, but maybe explain it to the audience.
Okay. There's a slap which is intended to embarrass, because it occurs in public.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a slap which is intended to physically hurt.
Right.
The latter is what I would call a business slap. The former is just designed to embarrass, a little humiliate. It's it's like your ass is being dumb in public, and this is what happens.
Yeah, it's meant to induce shame.
Right. Yes, exactly. And so, like, their whole reason the kid was in trouble was that, like, he had started, like, dancing on top of his desk in class.
Mm-hmm.
And so when he got taken out in the hallway by his mother and his grandfather, his mother was like, fine, dance. And she was, like, calling out dances to him. You know, like, do the worm. You know, like, just, she's like, you want to dance so bad? Dance. And then after that, the grandfather proceeds to give him the 3 slaps, which are very obviously not business slaps.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, the teacher and the principal are definitely what I would call, and I think rightly so in this situation, pearl clutching.
Sure.
They're like, oh my God, I can't believe that he slapped him. So they call Children and Family Services.
Okay.
Yep. At which point, Children and Family Services show up to the kid's house, and the kid gets taken away and gets stuck in a foster home with 2 white mommies. And they have adopted, or they've taken in as foster parents, 4 black kids. And it is, like, very obvious very quickly that the women are ill-equipped and under-equipped to take care of these kids.
Mm-hmm.
They can't pronounce this kid's name that they just brought in. And so they're like, we're going to call you Larry, because they can't pronounce his name.
Gross.
Yes. Fucking gross. This house doesn't have enough, like, it's obvious that there's not enough money to go around in the house.
Mm-hmm.
That, like, whatever money they might be getting from the state for the care of these 4 children is not being appropriately used. And eventually, Children and Family Services get called on
the foster home, and it becomes obvious that it is the intention, the person from Family Services, to take these kids away. And one of the 2 mommies is like, can I see you outside? Talking to the social worker. And later on, the mommies tell the kids, hey kids, time to wake up. We're going to the Grand Canyon. Oh, sick. I know they're not actually going to the Grand Canyon. I know they're planning to, like, leave state lines so they're no longer under the jurisdiction of the CPS officer.
Oh, you see, Rocky, that is the plan that is close. That what you're talking about hews close to what you would at least, like, hope is the plan.
Oh, it's worse. Sick. Let's go.
Okay. So when our protagonist, you know, the little kid, walks outside, he sees a visual cue that leads him to believe that one of the 2 foster moms has killed the Children and Family Services woman.
Amazing. I don't know what that accomplishes, but sure.
Right, because, well, they just sent someone else.
Yeah.
Right. And then they drive away, and our little protagonist is like, oh my God, they're going to kill us. And so in a classic Atlanta moment, our protagonist says nothing in the backseat of this, like, station wagon, but he is given a subtitle.
Just real quick, pausing here. By protagonist, you mean the young boy who received the 3 slaps, and not Ern, who's the standard protagonist of this show?
Right, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
cool.
the young boy who has received 3 slaps.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, so he is, like, in the back of this, like, dark station wagon, and he doesn't say a word, but they give him a subtitle as he looks at the other 3 foster kids and goes, these white women are going to kill us. To which the second kid also doesn't say anything and goes, shit, we know. They then pan to a third one of the foster kids.
Mm-hmm.
And the caption for them unspeaking is sweet release.
Terrifying.
Yes!
Yeah.
So they pull over to a rest area where these 2 women attempt to let their dog loose, because though they plan on killing themselves and these 4 foster children, they
Mm-hmm.
couldn't possibly kill the dog.
Yeah, that's a dig that Donald Glover would absolutely be willing to make.
Yes. And I'm just sitting here like, fuck. And then The women are driving, they're accelerating, because their plan is to launch. Oh, fuck. All right. I got to remember to swing back to this. And so, like, they're accelerating, they're planning on, like, launching off of a bridge into a lake so that way everyone can drown.
Yeah, man, Donald Glover's obsessed with drowning, dude. It's a lot. Like, it's a little much, personally.
Yeah.
But whatever. Go on.
Yes. And one of the foster mommies turns around just in time to see this episode's protagonist has wrapped himself in a blanket to soften the fall, opens the gate on the station wagon, and falls out backwards so that way he does not go off the bridge.
I get that. That makes some sense.
Yes. And, like, the thing I wanted to circle back to is this episode is a dream within a dream, because at the very beginning of the episode, they show a black man and a white man fishing together.
Sure.
And they're in a little boat. And the white man tells the black man in the boat, hey, did you know that there's a black town at the bottom of this lake? Which one?
Fuck you! God damn it! I'm never watching this show. I swear to God. Mr. Glover, you fucking dipshit. You know what? It's fine. I don't care. Go ahead. Continue. Fine.
Right. And so he then goes into the history of, like, various, like, power authorities, stuff like the TVA and so forth, like flooding rivers to, create lakes and flood black towns, a thing that, like, happened several times in, like, the 20s and 30s.
Yep.
And then the white guy starts to become more menacing, and he goes, you know what? But you have to remember, white people are cursed too. And
okay, sure.
Eventually what happens is he full on becomes like a movie monster. And out of nowhere, his face changes, like he becomes like a vampire or something. And then a whole bunch of, like, hands reach out of the water and grab the black man. And at which point, like, the episode then, like, kicks to the proper story about the kid with the 3 slaps. And when the car goes off the bridge at the end of this story, it is into the lake where the black and white man were fishing at the beginning of the episode. Yeah. And then Ern wakes up.
Sure. All right. Fucking Ern.
Yeah. Like, this season is the European tour, as previously promised. Donald Glover said the third season would be about. The third season and the fourth season are all filmed. Apparently the fourth season will be the final season.
Good for him.
Yep. And he says that the third season is going to be a black fairy tale. And I do... All right. This is a part where I get to raise my hand and go, I don't know what the fuck. I do not know what the fuck this, like, story that opened the season has to do with any kind of fucking fairy tale.
I mean, at some point they're going to go back to the lake. I'm willing to bet episode 8 they get to, like, if not literally go to the town that's under the lake, they get to prove that it exists, like, ambiguously. Like, I don't know. Sounds like something he'd do.
But he should put them all in Europe, where they're going to apparently spend the rest of the season.
Yeah, but, like, that's what I mean. Like, maybe there'll be some person that has some artifact that proves that the city exists. I don't know.
Yeah. The show launched for the season with 2 episodes on the same night. And weirdly enough, the second episode also found an excuse to become a fucking horror movie for, like, 5 minutes. I'm going to say the first episode was a horror movie for the whole thing.
Sure.
But the second episode is just like, fuck you. And I'm just like, that came out of the left field nowhere.
Well, I mean, like, Glover loves horror. Like, you know this. It's
yes.
not news.
Yeah.
Or anything.
I mean, like, the second season felt like it was a horror movie, like, half the time. Or, you know, in a very real way. Like, again, like, please see previous thing I said about Teddy Perkins. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, I think it's cool that Glover just gets to make the stuff that he wants to make. Like, you know, he spent, like, 6 years making, like, mixtapes because he figured that was the only way he could make music that people would pay attention to. And then when someone said, nah, dude, make whatever you want, he made a funk album, and it was amazing. And then, like, you know, like, now it's like, hey, you can make a TV show. It's like, he wrote for fucking Tracy Morgan for 6 years on 30 Rock. And it's just like, I'm just going to make this black man say some dumb shit. And then, like, now he realizes he can make really creepy, like, personal stuff. And now it's just on TV now. Shout out to him.
Yeah, like, sometimes it's creepy, sometimes it's not creepy. Sometimes people get into a shootout with an invisible car outside of a nightclub.
That was a good time. Like, that's actually iconic. People are going to be talking... That's going to be in film schools for, like, fucking 30 years or whatever.
Sorry, I have a mouthful of Cheddar Bay biscuit.
You know what I saw that was wild this week? I think I sent it to Tegan in a TikTok. There was a madman who took the Cheddar Bay biscuit mix and then pressed it into a waffle and made, like, a lobster sandwich out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's good shit.
You did send that to me on TikTok. You sent me 54 TikToks.
Tegan, I don't want to talk about numbers right now, okay?
Okay.
Because Friday, I went through Tegan's backlog of TikToks from February to March to date. And it said 99 plus because that's literally the maximum amount that the system is allowed to tell me are in my inbox for a particular person. Mm-hmm. And I think gunned in my head, there were more than 250 TikToks there.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, that's over a month, though. That's over 2 months of TikToks.
I'm just saying, I don't want to talk about numbers, Tegan. That's all I'm saying. And I sent you a lot of messages because I was responding to the TikToks you sent me. Yeah, and I also sent you some TikToks. But, Jesus Christ.
Apparently, I am punching at an entirely amateur weight class on
absolutely. Absolutely.
But
I just appreciate that Tegan continues to send me TikToks because she knows eventually I will get to all of them.
Eventually.
Yeah, and I do. I get to them, and I watched all of them. I replied to the ones that inspired a response in that particular moment, and I just needed some time to get to it, and Tegan made sure to keep me up to date on stuff. There's a lot of streamer stuff I still got to go through, but whatever.
We'll get there. It's fine.
So, okay. So back to Atlanta for a second, now that I've done swallowing all that Cheddar Bay biscuit.
Sure.
So the second episode, which opens in like Holland, features a thing which I do think is funny that I wanted to mention. Mm-hmm. When we catch up with our characters in Holland, Paperboy has managed to get himself arrested.
Sure. And
so we get to see Paperboy in Dutch jail.
Okay. And he gets posted up in a bed, he gets a TV and everything.
Right, so like they make a point of like showing like the difference between Dutch jail and American jail. Mm-hmm. At the beginning of the scene, it's like Paperboy ordering room service.
Classic, yeah.
Right, and he's like, the cop who's taking his order is like, you can have anything you want on the menu. And he's like, it doesn't cost me anything? Correct, yeah, no, whatever you would like. And like, it's this like large, spacious, comfortable room, and he's on a bed. And so then someone comes to the room, knocks, and tells the first cop something. And then he says, oh, Mr. Albert, sir, it appears to me that someone's posted your bail. And also we find out, like, the difference between the United States and Europe. Like, bail is, like, an inconsequential number in Europe because, like, it's not, they don't use bail to, like, criminalize human beings and keep them in jail pre-trial. So, like, it's, like, a very small bail.
But, like, he can still just hang out because it's kind of a hotel, so.
Right, and so at which point he's like, someone's posted your bail, sir. And he's like, I'll tell you what, why don't you bring me my food that I ordered, and then I'm going to take a little nap.
Yeah, there it is.
And he's like, if you could turn out the lights, that'd be great. And when my boy Ern gets here, just let me know.
So, like, the thing is, like, specifically, at least my perspective, is that, like, European jail is so chill because Europe is not afraid of putting anyone in jail, really. Like, except for the Italians, the Italians are a different breed. They have a bunch of other problems. But, like, for the most part, like, in Eastern Europe, it doesn't matter if you make, like, 20 grand or 200 grand a year, you have a solid chance of going to jail if you fuck around, And, like, in the U.S., they don't. Like, Elon Musk is never going to go to jail. Unless he decides to do it on purpose. Like, he's never actually going to go to jail. And I want someone to do it for real and just see what happens. I want to see a real fight between, like, a billionaire and, like, the police unions just to see how that would play out. Because either way, I win. But, whatever.
That is truly some Aliens versus Predator shit right there.
Yeah.
So it's Van's story in the second episode.
I love Van. Well, I just love Zazie Beetz. But, whatever.
That's fair. She was definitely one of the best parts about Deadpool 2.
True enough.
Yeah. She delivered all those lines just like, she sold it. She absolutely sold it.
The thing is, Zazie Beetz is still not a reason large enough for me to actually watch The Joker, though. You know, I don't think I'm going to cross that line.
I have mixed feelings on the Joker.
I mean, sure, why not? Who doesn't? Well, except for, the people like, this is the best thing of all time, but, we don't talk about people. We don't care about that.
There's the reason for the mixed fucking feelings, because, like...
Wait, okay, no, hold on. You know what? I'm going to let you finish. Go ahead. I'm gonna
because it's... Joker is a lot like Dark Souls, and in the way that, like, if the art was able to exist free of the community that has sprung up around it, then it would be fine, right? But then you see all the people who have made having seen Joker their entire fucking personality. They're like, yeah, all these pictures of the fucking Joker going down that staircase. Yeah, like, oh God, please burn in hell.
Okay, so that's what I thought this was going to go. So I'm unconvinced that those people matter. Like, sincerely. I understand that, like, for very specific populations, like people who, like, participate in criticism, in this case, movies versus video games, then yes, Dark Souls fans are a continuous nuisance and they need to be stopped. But as far as, like, an enthusiast or just people that, like, enjoy movies/video games,
right,
I'm not convinced that Dark Souls fans /Joker fans actually matter in context with the art. They don't have creative power. They don't have agency over the work. They are Dark Souls or Joker enjoyers, and I don't think they're a mandatory part of your experience.
It's difficult because, like, I mean, you're right, but I almost feel like one of my least favorite things on Twitter are the people who put so-and-so do not interact on their fucking, like, Twitter bio.
Sure.
As if expecting that everyone is going to click on everyone's Twitter bio before interacting with them,
I think it's more of like a net. I don't think it's a catch-all, but, like, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. And so, like, I'm like, I don't want to be the guy who puts on his Twitter bio, Dark Souls fans do not interact.
Well, like, also one that won't deter anyone, right? Like, that's not how it works.
Exactly.
Like, it's more like, let's say you post something about, like, puppies or whatever, and then, like, someone sees your bio, is like, oh, let's see what car rate's about. And it's like, Dark Souls enjoyers don't interact. What the fuck? What do you have against Dark Souls? And then, they interact anyways. Like, that, it just seems counterintuitive.
Right.
But whatever.
The problem is that, like, I have feelings on Joker. Like, as a piece of art, I have thoughts on it. But, like,
cool.
And, like, but like, if you wade into public and you say, I have things to say either about Dark Souls or Joker, because those people are so loud, you are automatically assumed to be an enjoyer.
Okay.
Yeah. Just like, ugh.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't think you're going to get branded in the street. You know what I mean? If you have something to say about Joker, I think you can kind of say it. And, like, if it angers the Dark Souls or the Joker enjoyers, then maybe they'll yell about it for a bit. But, if you don't interact with them, they usually just kind of die out. Like most emotional, like, flares on Twitter, as far as I can tell. I don't know. If you want to talk about Joker, talk about Joker.
Like, also, the nice thing about that is if you do the whole, like, blah, 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 do not interact, and then they interact anyway, you just have a list of people to block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, the problem sorts itself at that point.
I don't know. Brian more wants to do, like, the Martin Luther thing, where he just, like, kind of nails something to a wall and, like, disappears, and then there was like, who said this? But it's like, it's him. Brian Cartwright. It's on the tweet.
Isn't that what Reddit's for?
Oh, God.
A little bit, actually.
I hate Reddit so much.
Man, I don't know. Reddit's, I don't know. It's not much different than, like, I guess, like, community at large, as far as I can tell. Like,
Go ahead.
Not as insofar to say that, like, everyone's on Reddit, but more to say that, like, the way that, like, community, like, organizes and interacts on Reddit just seems like the way that people work. It doesn't seem novel to me in any real way. Like, there is no, say, like, public square, except for, I guess, like, the front page on Reddit. But, like, the front page of Reddit isn't actually Reddit, so I'm not sure that counts.
Right. There was a thing I said on the internet earlier this week, where I said, on a long enough timeline, all social networks just become Reddit. And I said that because, like, increasingly other social media networks are cribbing structure from Reddit.
Sure.
One thing that Reddit does well
which like other social media networks don't do well, is drive constant engagement. People who live in Reddit, people who live on Reddit, have a little house on Reddit, go to their job on Reddit, drive around on the Reddit expressway. Mm-hmm. They're always on fucking Reddit. If you're into Reddit, you never leave Reddit. You're always on Reddit. Like, Reddit people, it's all they do. You know, Reddit has like fucking Christmas GIF exchanges. They're like, hooray, who's your Reddit Secret Santa? Just like, that's Reddit. People who are into Reddit, that's all they fucking do.
I mean, I have to check the timelines on it, but I feel like Facebook was absolutely in the same place. And as far as like continuous interaction, I mean, TikTok is kind of just sitting there right now.
Right. It's so like Facebook's engagement numbers started to dip off in like quarterly earning reports. Like people were spending less time on Facebook. Yeah, and so Facebook was like, here we've rolled out like more extensive and robust community features. Mm-hmm. So that way you could essentially create things that look like subreddits here on Facebook.
Yeah.
Also, check it out. We here at Facebook are we're experimenting with upvoting and downvoting comments. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like, oh, okay. So what you're saying is that you're Reddit now. And they display comments as threaded now. They push you into communities when you log in. If you type on Facebook, I just took a shit, and you post a status that says I just took a shit, it'll like give you this prompt, which is like, would you like to join the just took a shit community? Mm. It prompts you to join communities all the time based on like what content you do generate.
Sure.
And like this week, the thing that made me post this was I logged into Twitter, and Twitter pushed to my account. They're like, hey, Brian, Twitter has launched Twitter communities. Now when you post, you can either post to your timeline or you could post into a community.
But that's the problem. Twitter has never been about community. Twitter is 100% open world PvP. Protect your neck. Watch your chin.
Right. It seems like all of these services like see Reddit and see Discord and see the level of engagement that goes on with like the users on those services, and they're like, oh wow, you know, people who are on Reddit sit on Reddit for 14 hours a day. How can we get those numbers?
Sure.
And I just it makes me hate everything, because it's that same philosophy that extends to everything. It's not enough to like say, you know, have somebody play your video game. They have to play your video game forever and all time. Like, which is why like you see all these graphs about engagement, and like Ubisoft creates like endless hooks. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, it's like, see, did you find all the ostrich eggs? You know, just like, no, I did not find all the ostrich eggs, sir. Okay, well, your life's incomplete until you find all the ostrich eggs. You're going to be dead inside unless you have all the ostrich eggs. Hey, check it out. In this update, we pushed hay bales. Did you jump into all the new hay bales? Like, that's right. You're dead inside. You could purchase a speed pack, which will allow you to see the new hay bales with your assassin vision. Also, check it out. 20 new ostrich eggs. I super love, like, a phenomenon that exists on PlayStation, which is people's platinum trophies getting taken away when, like, games, like, get new achievements added to them, because the whole point of the platinum is you have all of the other trophies.
Right.
So then they present to you the platinum. And so, like, there's a phenomenon of people out there who are like, oh, my platinum got taken. I can't sleep. And it's just like, oh, God, just fuck.
It is specifically shitty when, like, PlayStation / like, devs do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just, why can't a thing exist as a thing to be watched, read, played, and then someone's done with it? Like, everyone is like, this only has value if it consumes all of your time.
Well, you know? I can acknowledge that that is a very, like, unpleasant sensation, but there are things that exist that way. They're kind of everywhere, Brian. Most things end, right?
You said most things end?
Most things end, yes.
Okay. Example. Provide me an example of a thing that ends. Don't say life.
Okay, I won't. I promise. Okay. I mean, most sitcoms end. Technically, most video games end. at this point. Like, I agree that there are games of services that are, like, expanding, especially in the AAA space, the things that are, like, marketed to people. But by and large, like, video games as, like, a product are things that have beginnings, middles, and ends. I'm leaning on volume more than, like, anything else, but, you know, the point still stands.
Yeah, I mean, like, and while one could technically say and be correct in a very technical sense and say Call of Duty ends or Halo ends, the majority of the player base for those products aren't defining their experience by single player campaigns, which have a hard ending.
Sure.
You know, they are engaging with multiplayer, and the thing that, you know, I don't like is, you know, these platform holders being like, okay, you know how, like, Fred gets off his job at the Gumby's Pizza where he just stands there folding pizza boxes all day, and, you know, he goes out back and smokes a joint and sits on an overturned milk crate once a day because his knees hurt, and he gets home and he used to play an hour and a half of Call of Duty each night, you know, with his boys, just to, like, catch up and find out what's going on with them, and hopefully get his KD up. Well, what if instead of playing Call of Duty every night for an hour and a half, Fred played it for 4 hours and then crawled to bed, you know, before he went back to Gumby's Pizza the next day? An hour and a half isn't enough each night. We need to keep Fred in here for 4 hours. That's what I hate.
Sure. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm not sure if that's the entire experience. Like, I think, like, for example, I mean, to be fair, they are spinning into Street Fighter 6, but, like, Street Fighter 5 is basically over. So is Smash Ultimate, for the most part. They're not dead games, by any extent to the imagination. Like, people who love the games will continue to play them, but as far as I can tell, like, dev support for them are done. They decided, this is the last patch. These are the changes that we are making, and we are not making anymore. This is the end of our curation of this experience. And there's plenty of those, especially with live services games. I mean, to be fair, it's usually they're spinning into something else. Like, Call of Duty is a very common offender. So is most of the sports simulators that we see nowadays. Yeah. But, like, I don't know. As far as, like, gameplay experiences, like, maybe if you're pointing to, like, most played games, people tend to play games that are infinite in terms of, like, playability. And I guess that's something that we could talk about, but I'm not sure that's the same thing.
Yeah, just... I mean, I'm glad you called out that, like, yes, you know, support of Street Fighter V is effectively over, but here at the moment that the support of Street Fighter V is effectively over is the announcement of Street Fighter VI. Like, it meaning that we, like, effectively have the same thing we do with, like, Call of Duty or FIFA, just on, like, a longer horizon between installments. Well, but I guarantee you that what Capcom wants you to do in between Street Fighter publish dates is to play Street Fighter all the damn time.
Sure. Yeah. And, you know, if you don't, they'll just, like, rush, I guess, Street Fighter 6 or whatever.
Right.
I'm not sure if that's them, like, controlling us or them trying to keep up with, like, the audience. And if the audience wants to play, then I guess it's something that they are going to do. But I'm not sure if that's, like... I'm unconvinced that it's entirely predatory. There are some parts of it that are definitely predatory. Absolutely. Especially with, like, microtransactions and, like, you know, the way that hooks are used. But I think there's plenty of them that are just like, hey, you want to keep playing the game? Here's the game. And we're not going to do anything weird or whatever. You can just keep playing it, I guess.
So I guess we're not talking about the Ubisoft model here.
I mean, yeah, fuck the Ubisoft model. I'm not gonna defend those assets.
Okay. All right. Because, like, that model is definitely predatory.
Sure, yeah.
Got to get them ostrich eggs.
Can we talk about this other game, this piece of gum with shoes? What's going on with that?
Wait, piece of gum with shoes. Oh, wait, are you talking about Halo?
No, but
I know you're not talking about Halo. Mm-hmm. I'm doing a bit there. This week, the first episode of the Halo show started on Paramount Plus.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as it went up, I saw that, like, Halo Twitter was angry.
Sure. Why not?
Right. And they're like, I can't believe they did that. This show is worthless. The show is dead to me.
Wait, hold on. Actually, hold on. This is... I've never seen Halo Twitter not angry. Has that a thing that has ever happened? Just want it for the record. Then we can continue. I just want to understand.
Yes. Sometimes they are happy.
Sometime... When was the last time you saw Halo Twitter happy, Brian?
The multiplayer test for Infinite, because everybody's like, this grappling hook is awesome.
Fair. I don't remember hearing dissent regarding Halo Infinite's playtest.
Yeah.
All right, continue. Okay. Halo's.
Also, the bunny ear armor, which is available in Halo Infinite. People love that bunny ear armor.
I actually do remember dissent relating to that, but I'm not giving them ground on this show.
Okay. Anyway, so the Halo show happened, and like, of course, it was one of those things where, like, because of the way people talk on the internet now, everyone felt obligated to try and, like, talk around something that happened.
Sure.
They're like, I'm not going to say what happened, but it's the worst thing ever, and this show should go away forever.
Okay.
And I was like, well, what have they done, which is so fucking terrible? What is this worst thing ever on the show? And so I watch it, and I keep on waiting for the worst thing ever to happen, the worst thing ever to happen. And then right there, just about at the end of the episode, in quotes, it happens. Master Chief takes his helmet off.
Right, they said that was going to happen.
They, like, these people are beside themselves because Master Chief took his fucking helmet off.
I mean, to be fair, I don't want to see Master Chief's face. I don't want to do that.
Why don't you want to see Master Chief's face? This is interesting to me.
Why would I want to see Master Chief's face? I've seen the guy for what? When did this first game come out? 2001, 2005? Some shit like that? And, like, he's been the dude in the helmet, and he's been cool. I have never once wondered what his face looked like. Not once in 17/21 years that I've known about this character. Why do I need to see it today? What would you be granting me by showing me this information?
Well, here's the thing.
Okay.
I'm going to give you two characters in video game media that I feel are, in application, similar.
I'm listening.
These are characters who are presented to players as a character, but are, for all intents and purposes, an avatar because of deliberate choices that are made by the developers to allow the players to self-insert. The first is Master Chief. Yes, Master Chief talks to Cortana in his helmet, but because Master Chief exists always within the context of his suit, it is easier for Master Chief to be an avatar for players, right? The other is Link. As long as Link doesn't talk, then people are able to treat the character as an avatar. These are artistic choices that are made in the context of, like, narrative in a game, which work in a game because, like, the propulsive motivation is the players, not the characters. You can imagine that you are the Chief because you never see the Chief's face. You can imagine that your motivations are Link's because Link never gives voice to his feelings or his motivations. You know, like, these are choices made in character design in the context of a video game that work in a video game because there is that added layer of the player agency providing additional narrative juice. Like,
I understand what you're saying.
Okay. And outside of that, you don't have that, which means that Master Chief now has to be a character. So you have to make the decision, is it, like, do you want to tell a story about this character or not? And when I say or not, like, didn't realize that, like, there's a whole universe out there established. You know, like, maybe you could tell a story set in the Halo universe that doesn't directly involve the Chief. You know, because, like, I'm sure that, like, Halo fans would like that as well.
But like they chose to tell a story about the chief, which means the chief has to be a character, which means the chief has to stop being an avatar, which means that is why you take the chief's helmet.
Okay, I mean, I understand that line of thought, but I have two questions. One, do you truly believe that Master Chief is unable to be a character while wearing his helmet? And two, do you think that him removing his helmet conveys information that we didn't already know / assume? Like, was the face reveal of Master Chief something that conveyed new information to watchers that was more valuable than what we had before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the show, there is an ongoing rebellion, and a platoon of Spartans is sent to a world to quell rebellion. And while they're there, Covenant shows up and shit pops off. Later on, the chief touches an artifact and starts to fuck with his head. Obviously setting in motion the whole Halo plot. But as he's being recalled to Earth, he realizes that going to Earth is going to be fatal to him and then fatal to the young woman with him on the ship, because she has been she's a dissident. They're going to execute her. And he is now decided to consciously disregard his orders. And the young woman is standing there pointing a rifle at Chief. And he explains to her that he wants to get her out of there, and also that his armor, he proceeds to talk about what his armor is made of. Which point he takes his helmet off and says, if you want to kill me, you're going to need to aim for the head because of my armor. But I want to get you out of here. So they wanted to convey this moment about Chief breaking orders. Chief is no longer following a chain of command. Chief is siding with this dissident, and to earn the trust of this character, to point to her, say look, I'm with you. This is not some kind of swerve. He exposes himself in this way because she was standing there with his rifle, and she would not have been able to kill him had he not taken the helmet off. It's look, if you want to kill me, you're gonna have to aim for the head. And so it exposes vulnerability in a way, and builds a connection with this other character. It's not like he took it off to scratch his nose.
I'm not saying they didn't do anything with the moment. It's just, I don't know. I feel like people who've never played a Halo game before won't care, and I guess that's what matters in this particular case. And I feel like the games itself, because what does Chief look like without his mask on? Some random white dude in his early 30s, late 40s or whatever. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it shows me anything new. It's not say the Samus moment where Samus was largely a self-insert who was a badass fighting their way across this planet, and it turns out she's a tall blonde hot lady, and it's just holy shit, that's crazy. I would have never guessed that. But see Chief take his mask off, it's just oh yeah, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
The actor who is playing Master Chief on this show is Pablo Schreiber.
Okay.
And so I wonder if this is the part where I get to assume worse things about people who are yelling about this.
Okay.
Do some of these people out there who are grousing about the decision to take the helmet off are grousing loudly because when Master Chief takes his helmet off and they look at Pablo Schreiber, they're that is not a self-insert man. Are they looking at him and now disconnecting from Chief?
I mean, maybe.
I mean, that's the most basic. That guy is so not anything particularly special, though.
Right.
He looks like character NPC random generator. That's fine, I guess. What do you expect Master Chief to look like?
But that's what I mean. Master Chief was just gonna look like this dude, Pablo. Shout outs to Pablo. Why did he need to take the helmet off? like, I understand, like, for that particular character moment to show vulnerability to this other character in the context of the story, that's fine. But, like, it's just like, Master Chief hasn't taken off his helmet in 15, possibly 21 years. Why is today the day he takes off the helmet in front of people? Like, what does that mean to us?
Also,
really?
like, they could have maintained the mystique of it by, like, having some kind of cloth wrap on underneath the helmet and only shooting it from the back. And it would have been fine. I doubt anyone would have given a shit then, you know? He's got, like, a ski mask on and no one cares.
Imagine fucking Master Chief has a ski mask under his helmet for, like, 20 years? Oh my god, he just has a single headband.
Yeah,
or
it's like to soak up sweat and shit. Like, you know, like how like motorcyclists sometimes they have that like cloth lining on the inside that they put on. Like, just put on one of those, shoot it from the back, and no one will give a shit.
I guess it could have been a
choice.
Like,
he took off his helmet and we still don't know what he looks like. Whoa! And like that'd be an entirely different conversation we'd be having.
Yeah, maybe so.
He has one of those paper crowns from Dick's Last Resort.
Wait, do they have Dick's in Arizona?
No, I said in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because they have them here, they have them in San Antonio. I think there's one in Dallas, too. Tegan, Dick's is a restaurant where you show up and they serve American fare, but the twist is that, like, the wait staff is, like, intentionally mean to you.
Dick's
That's the whole gimmick.
Sporting goods location.
Well, there's also that, but that's Dick's Sporting Goods.
Fishing gear.
Oh, have you seen the Dick's Pyramid in fucking Nashville? Or is it, I know it's in Tennessee.
Oh, the Bass Pro Shop? You mean the Bass
Pro
Shop?
Shop? It is Bass Pro Shop. God damn it, Dick's, get yourself a fucking pyramid.
Oh, god damn it. All right. Okay, that reminds me, that this will be the last random aside, is that, like, I normally can't stand any given Marvel thing these days, and I'm just like, that's why I was really hoping that when you said, like, things end, you were going to, like, say some Marvel movie, so that way I could, like, jump all over it. But then you didn't. You dodged that trap.
Okay. Didn't even see it. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Rocky is smarter than you gave him credit for.
I think what he's saying is, when he said he didn't even see it, he dodged it instinctively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rocky, do you watch the Marvel movies?
I watched them after the fact. I don't participate in the hype cycles.
Yeah, there you go. See?
Yeah.
He was never gonna fall for it.
Is that the guy directing this, like, Moon Knight TV series is like,
sure.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the opportunity because when Marvel approached me and said that they wanted me to direct Moon Knight, I said, I'll only do it if you actually let me show, like, Egypt the way it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, this is one of those things where I think, like, people from the United States don't realize, like, how wild and shitty the Orientalism is around portrayals of Egypt in, like, our film media.
Sure.
When you tell people that, like, you can walk across a parking lot from, like, the Great Pyramid to a fucking KFC, they do not believe you.
Well, yeah, they don't show those in the photos.
Because, like, so often the photos that you see are these, like, fucking 70-year-old, 80-year-old photos before there was a Pizza Hut and a Gap, you know, right beside the Sphinx.
I mean, angles are also very important for, like, tourism photos, just generally.
Yeah. And so, like, yes, like, the pyramids and the Sphinx are on one side of a 4-lane highway, and on the other side of it is, like, several strip malls and restaurants, and they're all, like, brands that people are, like, incredibly familiar with. In fact, like, there is a Pizza Hut which is directly across from the Great Pyramid, and you can get a table which, like, looks out on the Great Pyramid. So there's, like, if you Google, like, Pizza Hut Great Pyramid, you can find all these pictures taken from inside of the Pizza Hut pointing at the Great Pyramid.
That is cool as hell, though. Like,
yeah.
It sucks, but it's also cool as hell.
Right. And so, like, that's the thing is that, like, the media portrayal of Egypt always has, like, these guys, like, running around, like, saying shit like bad dates and, you know, like, oh, bad dates. And it seems like culture and technology, like, somewhere stopped around 1915, and everyone lives in the middle of a fucking, like, sandy dune desert and all this shit. And, like, this guy's like, nah, like, I just, you know, like, I'll do Egypt, but only if it gets to be, like, suburban and so on. And I'm like, that's really neat. So I'm looking forward to something which, like, pointedly shows Egypt for, like, the way it is instead of, like, gross Orientalism. So good on Marvel for not fucking that up.
I mean, sure.
They haven't fucked it up yet.
Well,
Wait,
it's fine.
Is that a thing that you just said?
That they haven't fucked it up yet? Yeah.
Oh, well,
are you saying specifically regarding Moon Knight or in general?
Oh, in general.
Wait, really? That's a position you're taking?
Now we're going to be here for a 6-hour podcast. God
I know
damn it.
I know exactly what I'm doing. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Come on.
I'll just say, Tegan, walk me through that.
No.
All right, fine. Because I guarantee you that what this is Tegan doesn't actually believe that. She's just trying to activate me.
I don't know anything about Marvel, the cinematic universe, or what they do with their franchises. I just don't trust really, really big corporations. So, they haven't fucked it up yet. Are you saying I should trust a giant corporation?
No. I'm saying that you shouldn't, and that they have fucked it up several times. That they routinely fuck it up. Fucking up is the default setting.
We see.
Yeah.
But you said they haven't fucked it up.
No, I didn't say that. They haven't. I said that they haven't fucked this up.
Yet.
This very specific thing.
Yet. They haven't fucked it up yet.
Right.
Because there's still opportunity for them to fuck it up.
Yes, which I fully expect because their default setting is to fuck things up. But at least this, which is like fill Moon Knight with gross Orientalism or no, they chose no, and so that's the big surprise. So good on them, at least for this, but not good on them for so many other reasons.
Also it's not out yet, so there's still time.
Yeah.
It could be cut in post to seem worse than it is. You never know.
I'm just picturing like a floating box with text on it that says "not a KFC" over the KFC.
Right, exactly. They like green screen out the KFC specifically, like that kind of stuff.
If they do it like in like that incredibly lazy way where you could just like see that like all right, there was a whole bunch of shit here, and now it's just like one palm tree repeating every 3 feet, kind of like the party scene in Eyes Wide Shut, which had like all the fucking in it, and they're like, in order to get the R rating, we need to put more guys in cloaks and actually standing in front of the fucking. And so it's like this weird bohemian masked fucking party, but like now there's people standing in front of all of the fucking. Like, yeah, just put the Eyes Wide Shut guys in front of the KFC. There you go. That's the strat.
Wide Shut. I've never heard of this movie. I think I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I don't see any need for Tegan to see Eyes Wide Shut. Like, unlike, say, like, Jaws, where it's like this is a giant, like gap in somebody's experience if they haven't seen it, I think Tegan can live without seeing Eyes Wide Shut.
How is not seeing Jaws a gap in my experience?
Wait, am I just not using words right today?
Well, I just don't understand why that's like that's something you consider a major, like, cultural stipend.
No, I'm saying it is a major cultural stipend.
I don't see why Jaws is a major cultural stipend. Like, I saw it. It was okay. I don't feel like I've changed as a person because of seeing it or anything.
I think that movies as we understand them today exist because of Jaws. Just like there were video games before Super Mario Brothers, but Super Mario Brothers like set the tone for decades afterwards. Jaws is the Super Mario Brothers of mainstream American filmmaking.
Okay.
I played Kirby.
How was it?
Boring and drab, which I was not expecting. And like, it's possible that there was like marketing messaging that would have more clearly communicated this in advance, and I just missed that marketing messaging. But I got the impression from everything I saw in the advanced marketing that I thought I was going to be stumbling into some big-ass open-world adventure. It is definitely not that. It is not a big-ass open-world adventure.
Well, yeah. No, yeah. It's not.
It is a linear map where you are proceeding from like level 1 to level 1-1 to level 1-2. You're running around finding Waddle Dees, and then you get to the boss level in each world, and you fight a boss, and that's that. It is a Kirby-ass Kirby game, only just in a 3D plane instead of a 2D plane.
Right.
Yeah. I legitimately thought that what I was getting into was going to be something like Bowser's Fury, where I was just thrown into like one big fucking map. I mean, was this like... I legitimately thought that this was the way that they communicated the game. Am I wrong?
Yes.
When did they communicate that it was going to be a linear Kirby game?
The demo.
Oh, I guess I could have downloaded the fucking demo. Whoops. So, like, this game is very much like eating on an airplane. What?
No! You know what? That's my line. We're not doing airplane food jokes on Impossible Coin. Like,
no, that is not intended as a joke. Like, I'm trying to draw a very, very serious comparison between this game and eating on an airplane.
That is difficult for me to believe, Brian Cartwright.
No. Okay, like, there are things that I can say about eating on an airplane, right?
Uh-huh.
Is that, like, when you're tired, and you don't have any alternative, and you reach a point where you just can't hope for better, you'll just get the chicken on the plane, right?
And this is comparable to the experience of playing Kirby in the Forgotten Land.
Right. And like last night I'm sitting around playing Kirby, like, and I've been playing it since Friday when it dropped. And so I'm sitting around playing Kirby and I'm like, this game is boring. This game is bad, but I guess it's what I want right now because it's all I need. Like, all right, do you see? Okay. Can you see how I was actually going for a comparison to airplane food now?
I understand what you're saying.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't trying to do a bit there. I was actually trying to draw like a comparison.
Brian, I'm not against your bits. Okay, that's not a thing that's happening.
I was just like, I guess I'm being nourished by this Kirby.
So you're eating. You're eating the Kirby
he's
right
eating
now.
the car,
okay.
So it's all a chain,
Okay.
Like, I think the thing that, like, really got me, and by got me, I mean profoundly disappointed.
Sure.
Was when this whole concept in the game of, like, consumed items within consumed items. Or it's like, you've already got, like, the sword, or you've already got the fire, or you've already got the ice, or whatever the fuck. So you're already, like, a Kirby, and then you come across, like, the car, and you eat the car. Those sequences are, like, incredibly short.
Sure.
And they're very, very linear.
I agree.
And it's always just to, like, do one thing. And, like, so it's like you become the car, and then, like, the game is, like, 15 seconds later, now drive the car into this thing to knock this bridge over. Mm-hmm. And that is the whole reason you were the car. That is it. There was nothing, like, fun or exciting that you could have done in the intervening 15 seconds. Here's the closest that they come to doing a thing so far with specifically the car thing. Mm-hmm. Is that, like, I think it's like level like 1-4 or 1-5, whatever. Like, you get the fucking car suit, and they, like, you're like, there's like a little highway. They're like, look at this little highway, and so, like, you're driving this little Kirby car, and, like, you can really get some speed up on the Kirby car if you have adequate room to, like, ramp up speed. And so I'm hauling ass as the Kirby car. And then there's, like, a gap in the road. And I'm like, I'm going to launch from this side of the road to that side of the road. And instead, I just fall in the hole. And I'm like, what in the fuck? And so I drive back, and I get the speed up. I'm at max speed again, and I come to it again. And I just, like, fall like a brick in the hole again. And I'm like, what is this? And so then I go back, and instead of accelerating, instead of pressing the drive fast, go Kirby button, I just tootle over there like some kind of fucking idiot. And then when I get to the big gap, which I thought I was going to launch over, because God knows I was driving a car at maximum speed, and like that, and like it was a ramp, right? Like, again, like, am I adequately describing the situation here? So I come up to the ramp going as slow as I can, because all I'm doing is now using the stick. And I just drive up to it, and then I press the fucking jump because I'm Kirby button. And I go boop, and I land on the other side of the ramp. Completely counterintuitive to, like, how a car would work. And the actual environment that they've set up. And I then tootle down the road again as slow as possible, just jumping the various, like, gaps in the road. Like, why have you bothered to create this fucking, like elaborate, like, road sequence where, like, the way to handle it is drive on it like a dipshit and then go boop every few seconds?
Okay, so I think I get this. You were expecting more explorative and, I guess, creative solutions to problems as Kirby in this new Kirby video.
Yes.
Okay.
And I also, I played myself. I recognize that. I played myself. Like, I'm the meme. You played yourself. Like, I'm that meme. Because I recognize at the core of it, Kirby is a baby's game. It's a baby's game. It's a baby game. It's a baby game.
No. I mean, Kirby's definitely a game for children, but Shin Megami Tensei 5, now that's a baby game.
Rocky?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yourself. So, like, I recognize that, like, everything in the game is going to, like now as I sit here and think about it, it's fucking Kirby. Of course, the solution is go slow. Did you go off a cliff? Don't worry, just press jump repeatedly. You can come back up. No, you don't have to do any kind of, like, learning interaction with bosses. Just get close and jam the win button.
Pretty much, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and I'm just sitting there and I'm chewing on that chicken after I've taken the wrap off of the tray, and I sigh and I go, fine.
Well, Brian, if you do want a bit more entertainment with your meal, might I suggest that you take another look at Elden Ring?
I you know what? That's the fucking problem, Rocky. Is I sat there playing this video game. Mm-hmm. I was like, I should probably just play Elden Ring.
Well, you know, we're here for you, man. You know, you actually have a tribe that is fucking around with the game. I see Joe out there, like, every other night fucking around on Elden Ring. So, you know, if you need co-op, if you want to talk to people, if you want to put up a password or possible coin, maybe people will answer. That's all I'm saying.
Really, nobody actually follows our Twitter. They just use our Discord, because I put a thing on Twitter where I was like, hey, let's do this thing. And, like, 4 people replied to the initial tweet. And we're like, yes, let us do that. And then, like, the next day I put up another tweet, which was like, okay, everybody, I just need to know if y'all have, like, Amazon Prime or not, who are planning on participating. Let me know. And, like, no one replied. And so I'm pretty convinced that, like, I could put on the Impossible Coin Twitter, like, I have robbed a bank and I am holding all of the dollar coins. And, like, I would get away with it.
Well, I mean, I hear you on that one, Brian, but I'm not going to lie to you. I saw that tweet about who has Amazon Prime so we can watch this movie together, and I did not want to respond to it. That didn't seem like a good idea.
Why?
Short version is kind of weird. You know, if you're facilitating a thing, you know, you just kind of throw it up. Hey, we're hosting a thing. Don't worry about it. Just show up.
Okay, so here's the struggle: is that, like, every time that I've tried to fucking stream video through Discord, and I don't understand this. Like every time that we've tried to stream video through Discord, it has been an absolute, like, clusterfuck. It's
a mess, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Whether you try and stream the video or whether I try and stream the video, like, it has never worked right.
It's not straightforward. There's tech, and it's specifically because, like, the streaming services know that, like, people can stream this way. And there are things that, like, basically that it does, like, on a software level that makes it so it doesn't transfer to other applications. Like, I know that much. I know there are ways around it. I haven't looked into it. I know people who have. And I can probably put you in contact with them, but it's definitely not straightforward. I absolutely understand that.
And so, so my brain was like, I mean, I suppose that I could just say, like, this is going to be in Discord, and then watch it just, like, absolutely turn into, like, a total fucking clusterfuck. Or I can find out if the people who are participating have, like, my plan. All right, the film in question, Night Visitor, is, like, the absolute, like, dumbest, goofiest shit I have seen in years. Like, I spent 90 minutes laughing my ass off. Like, this is one of the most, like, unintentionally funny movies I have ever seen. Like, this is hysterical. Like, there was an actual moment in this movie where, like, a guy, like, where they're trying to create tension about, like, the mounting possibility that, like, 2 characters are being caught, and they cut to another guy who we know to be a serial killing high school history teacher who is also a Satanist. They just cut to him driving. Like, no explanation provided. We're just going to cut from these people doing this one thing, which is, like, very serious and urgent, cutting to this other guy.
And he's like driving, and he's like tapping his steering wheel, going Satan, 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 sweet Satan, and like then they just cut back to the other characters. So it's like that's it. That is just like no explanation provided. Just Satan, 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 sweet Satan. I'm like, what is going on with this movie? And then like there's like a giant like chainsaw versus shotgun fight, which is the most like weirdly choreographed thing I think I've ever fucking seen. Nothing happens in this fight. Like if you say to someone chainsaw versus shotgun fight, it would lead you to believe that something happens. Somehow they managed to have a chainsaw versus shotgun fight where nothing happens. And it's the best. This whole movie's a mess. This whole movie is a mess. And it was on this like streaming service through Amazon called Cineflix. It's like an add-on for Prime Video. Right. And because the initial people who had like expressed interest was like only 4 people, what I was going to do was I was just going to Cash App everybody who initially responded the cost for like 1 month of like the Cineflix add-on. Just like, here you go, everybody. Like here's like Cineflix is like $3 a month. It's like, here's $3. Go add Cineflix and let's all watch Night Visitor and talk on Discord or talk through Twitter Spaces. But like, no one replied, so I wasn't able to like Cash App 4 people $3. The end.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I still think it can be done.
I mean, but not for Night Visitor, since Night Visitor is leaving streaming on 5 days.
Wait, it's leaving streaming forever?
I mean, God knows when it'll reemerge.
Okay.
Like, this movie is like there's like virtually nothing written about this movie online. Like, it is a weird obscurity. When this movie opened in theaters in 1989, it played in 200 theaters for 2 days and then was pulled unceremoniously by MGM. It had a VHS release. It was never released on DVD. It's never been released on Blu-ray. Apparently, like, this is the first time it's been on any streaming service, like, in years. And the streaming service it's on is, like, Cineflix, which just happens to be owned by MGM. So it looks like they were, like, fleshing out the catalog for a month, just throwing up a bunch of shit. So I don't know, like... When I looked around for like the historical availability of this thing on streaming, it looks like it hasn't been streaming in years. So I expect it to like disappear into the ether. But I suppose I could look around for a way to steal it on the internet, you know?
I mean, maybe a more direct path would be like contacting the director somehow. It's like, you know, we give him an interview and we get a copy of the movie, a credit copy or some bullshit. Who knows, man?
Yeah.
I think there are moves here. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, this like, okay, like I have dominated this show. We have to have been sitting here for an hour listening to my bullshit. Nobody wants this. Okay, other people have been doing things, right? Tegan, what's up?
I don't like it when you put yourself down. So there's the thing. Anyway, I've been playing Horizon still. Forbidden West. It's still good. I have no complaints. I have minor complaints. The AI, the assistant AI for like when you have an NPC with you on a trip comes in 2 flavors: helpful and annoying. There is no in between. There are AIs who are like very much like, oh, we're doing sneaky stuff. I will be sneaky and I will hide in this grass with you. Oh, you are out of arrows? Let me throw the exact arrows that you need that you have been using that you are out of. And then there's the kind that are like, we are close to the enemy now, and I will go and attack it, regardless of whether or not you are ready. Which are the not helpful ones.
It's the Kingdom Hearts problem, actually.
It's garbage. I dislike. But it's okay, I guess. Like, there's nothing I can do to fix it, you know? So.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of reverse. I think, like, Goofy was, like, the perfect AI, because, like, all he did was stand in the front, take damage and hold aggro while you got to flank him, while like Donald was absolutely like, hey, I'm trying to hit a new DPS record. I don't care if I have cure. You have potions, right?
Exactly. That's very much how it feels. It's very much like, you can handle yourself, right? Cool. Let me just go and you're like, no, what if you didn't? Wait, what if you didn't? And then it's too late.
They're already gone.
Yeah. They've zipped to the other end of the map. They do not care about what you were trying to do or what you were trying to set up. Bye. And that's fine, I guess.
So isn't Donald just trying to live your Final Fantasy XIV dream, Rocky?
No, because he doesn't take damage. No one targets Donald.
Everyone targets Sora.
Everyone targets Sora. I'm the one that needs healing, and he has spells, and he's not letting me live on the edge. He will watch me die while he's casting. So no.
And then he'll sit there and be like, "Oh no, I should have helped, but I'm out of mana now, and Sora's the one with all the potions. Whoops."
But Donald just wants you to, survive with like 1 HP.
Okay, you know what, Brian? I'm not gonna let you shit on this because this is really important to me. Like a lot of the things that I really love in video games is intense cooperation and implicit trust, and I want to be able to hold the implicit trust and reward that trust with success. That's what I want to do, possibly with my entire life, but it's difficult to do, especially with other people, because they don't trust you. And AIs trust you because they have to, or, maybe not even trust, because they're not taking actions out of trust. They're just going, which, doesn't have that kind of interaction. But fine, Brian. Ugh.
Damn. Okay, so Donald is not living the Final Fantasy.
The final
yeah,
fantasy.
He's not living it. Okay.
No. He wishes he was, though.
Yeah, I think the only RPG that I've played in recent memory where you're basically forced to be the healer is Chris Tales. I don't think there's another one.
That's fair.
Yeah, I can't think of one off the top of my head.
But yeah.
Fuck.
That's been fun. I have all 3 of the seeds for the Gaia system that they want me to get. I just picked up the Demeter system. I got Aether a week ago or something. I stayed up too late getting the Demeter system. Whoops. Turns out you're the Pope for another religion, which is fun.
No. We're not skipping over that.
No. Yeah, we're the Pope. It's fine.
What do you...
Our clone still has anxiety. It is what it is.
Oh my god. All right.
Rocky, here's the problem is you were there in the chat, but it was Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, actually, okay. So I was actually paying attention for most of Tuesday because we didn't actually raid until Wednesday. No, not Wednesday, Thursday. And I didn't see that part in our Discord messages, so I was just sitting around on Final Fantasy like, shit, when is everyone going to get here? And I read the messages 2 hours later. Right. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, wait, okay. I did meet the girl, the one that was really smiley.
Yeah, the one who was really nice and was definitely giving off Catholicism vibes. Yeah, her. At the end of the Demeter thing, you grab the Demeter core and all these other warriors from her tribe who are all wearing white and orange and red. They all run in and they're gonna shoot you and they're like, no, look, it's her, Elizabeth Sobek reborn. And then everyone is like, oh, you're God.
Wait. Hold on.
Yeah.
I just remembered that TikTok, Tegan, it's been haunting me. Cartwright probably knows something about this. You know about this priest in Phoenix.
Oh, yeah.
Whose baptisms got all invalidated because of his wording when he was giving the baptisms. Yep.
And other priests are finding out that their original baptisms were invalid because they're watching back to their baptismal tapes. And their priests aren't using the right words.
And then, even more than that, there are actual priests that just aren't priests anymore because they're not even Catholic. Yep. And they've been giving, last rites and baptisms this whole time. Man.
Yep.
Yo.
It's great. The girl has, an older model Focus, which is really cool. So, we were able to do some cool stuff with that, and she did tell us where her group is going to be launching off of to bring some terraforming technology back to her people. And it definitely sounds like her people are in Hawaii, so we'll see how that goes. Because I'll get to go hang out with them again, which will be fun, and fight more Trevor Tuss and hang out around the Golden Gate Bridge, which will also be good. We did just casually walk to California. It was fun. And then, we have a bunch of, random side quests that we have to do. We have to casually walk back to Nevada and help those guys who were very obsessed with, the holograms. We talked to them again. I gotta finish clearing out bandit camps and, like, all that stuff. We still haven't resolved, like, the main 2 storylines, which are, like, the one girl who's part of the Tanakh tribes, who's, like, a rebel leader in them and, like, tried to murder us. Like, we still haven't resolved that plot line. We still haven't resolved anything about the Far Zenith people. This game is definitely going to get a 3rd game. There's too many questions for this not to be part of a trilogy at this point. And I recently found out that there's going to be a VR-only Horizon game that's going to come out, so I guess I have to get into VR.
Ah, shit. I still haven't played Sushi Ben VR. Kind of want to do that.
Be learning. I don't know if I'll be able to stream the VR game because I don't know how to stream VR, but we'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
It's not that crazy. You'll figure it out. Nah, it'll be pretty simple, honestly.
But yeah, I'm the Pope.
Especially if it's just like PSVR.
Or maybe I'm Jesus. I don't know.
I think Jesus figure is more common, but if you're the Pope, that's cool.
They definitely are treating me like I am the pinnacle of the religion, not like God, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, then maybe Hierophant is probably more.
That's the vibe I was getting was definitely like Pope, not God. So yeah, that was fun. We're gonna figure that out this week, I guess. Still love this game. Still very good. Still fit. The jumping still has not been fixed, which I think needs to be fixed, because sometimes I do just launch myself off into the abyss, which I think is a function of, like, now you have a glider, and so it doesn't matter if you jump off the mountain. Like, you can fall a long distance and not take any damage. But it is also not the direction I'm trying to jump. Please stop.
So, like, does your jump have, like, forward momentum for some reason?
Sometimes instead of jumping up, she will jump out.
Okay.
And up is the direction I am trying to jump. But if she doesn't, like, track correctly to, like, see where you're pointing the camera, she'll just jump away from the wall.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
Which is considerably less than ideal, but it's fine. Like, my complaints are very minor. The machines are all very hard, which is also a complaint I have, but it's not so bad. I was able to cheese my first Thunderjaw victory by hiding behind a cliff face.
I'm not gonna lie, Tegs, like, after watching you fight a couple Apexes, I think you can actually handle Monster Hunter monsters now.
You think so?
Like that,
they're hard.
That's actually
the Apexes are tough.
No, the Apexes are tough, right? But, like, Apexes are probably, like, the equivalent of... Oh, shit, what are they called? But, like, Frenzy... Well, like, in 4, they're called Frenzy monsters, but there actually are Apex monsters in Monster Hunter. Mm-hmm. But, like, the thing is that, like, the major difference from, like, the combat, from what I can tell, between Horizon Zero Dawn and Monster Hunter is that you have, like, regenning health as opposed to, like, health that you have to, like, manage.
Ah, okay.
But,
well, and also
honestly...
sharpness. Like, that's not a thing I have to worry about.
It depends. Like, if you play as Aloy, right? Like, if you just want to be a bow user with, like, a melee attack, you don't deal with sharpness. Instead, like, what you deal with is proximity, which is a different mechanic. Yeah, unless you use a gun, like, guns have ammo or whatever. And I guess, like, bows have, like, coatings and whatnot. So, like, technically, in Monster Hunter, you'll never actually run out of arrows, or even arrows that can deal, like, real damage. Like, to be honest, most of the speed runs don't actually use, say, like, elemental or, like, status arrows anymore. Instead, they use close-range arrows, which is, like, you know the patterns of the monster so well that you can stay in its face and still shoot it, like, consistently. But, like, you always have arrows. You'll never run out of arrows in Monster Hunter. So, like, I think if you're interested, we could take a shot at, like, Monster Hunter World with your bow and just have you, like, try doing a bow run. There's definitely going to be a bit of growing pains, but, like, I think you actually have the fundamentals.
I mean, there's going to be growing pains anytime you start a new game. We're all going to get growing pains when Splatoon comes out.
Splatoon 3 is going to be a mess, and I'm ready for it.
Good,
I'm 100% excited.
Are you going to join us?
You going to play with us and Tegan's grandma?
I don't think so.
Aww. Okay.
Okay. For sure.
You are going to have to hear us talk about it, though. I hope you're ready.
That's fine. Speaking of things that you have to hear about, I have a late-breaking Other Brian update.
Another Brian? Is it like from the Brian-verse, other Brian?
Right.
Brian-verse,
right. Yeah. Yes. So I think that...
For our listeners who don't know about the Brian-verse, our Brian has the premium Brian email address. And unfortunately, there are several other people who have Brian's name who want this email address. And instead of just giving their correct email addresses, they give out Brian's email address. And so we get periodic updates on all their lives.
And I also think that some of these have to, like, I don't think it's necessarily all of them giving out the incorrect email address. I know that's one guy. I think that, I know that with a lot of these, I think it's like somebody sits down to type an email address to the Brian Cartwright they know, and they're like, do. Brian told me his email address. What is it? Oh, it has to be. And then they default to thinking it's mine because mine is that one. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, it
Brian
could very
has the premier Brian email address.
Right. And so it could be that they're Brian Cartwright. So, like, my email address is Brian Cartwright 42 loves trains and dinosaurs at yahoo.com. And then, like, they get home and they can't think of that. And they just default to my email address. And so there was, when I think last we checked in on the Brian-verse was earlier this month, when, and I don't even know if this made it to air, where David and Karen Resendez were emailing Brian about home brewing kits, and...
No, that was on the episode. I don't make cuts.
Okay. And I replied to that, an amazing time. Hopefully the next time you can taste this one I've been working on.
Wait, did they reply to the threesome? Never mind, that wasn't on the show. Holy shit.
Oh, no! That wasn't on the show. Oh my god, did they? Did they reply?
And so I said, an amazing time. Hopefully next time you can taste this one I've been working on that tasted a little bit like Bell Two-Hearted Ale, but with more citrus notes. Then you could tell me, you could use me like some kind of toilet. Can't wait for dim sour pours. To which Karen Resendez just replied, ha ha.
Winky face.
Oh, no. And this is Boston Brian? Do I have that right?
Right. The one that we know does intentionally give out the wrong email address.
Boston Brian might get pissed on.
And so then...
I hope so.
Today...
Go ahead, Brian,
Today, David of David and Karen Resendez sent an email that said, subject line, Arya's birthday present.
No! Oh no! Okay.
It says, for Arya's birthday, Nicole and I are going to get her a 3-month subscription to Kiwi Company, which is age appropriate. So that way she'll be getting a box from Kiwi Company for the next 3 months. And I replied,
no. Oh no. What's your reply?
Does the box have piss in it? Arya loves piss.
Oh, Jesus. Dude, you're going to get him on a watch list.
And
that's fucked up.
To which...
That's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
To which...
They've already replied, sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
David has replied, no problem. The boxes, which are for 8 to 10-year-old kids, include tests to test piss for diabetes as part of their STEM training line. So her kit will not...
Oh my god! What?
They're playing it off. They're like,
yeah, no, we understand. Yeah, it's got a diabetes test kit. What?
They are very close friends with Boston Brian. They don't want to lose this friendship. This is insane. Oh no.
Brian, you gotta tell him.
Brian, you have to tell him. This is fucked up, bro.
So she won't be able to test a test piss for diabetes. She'll have to wait a few more years for that STEM kit. To which I replied just now,
oh, no.
Fantastic. Piss, glorious piss.
I'm gonna step away for a little bit.
I think you gotta tell him. I think at this point, they're emailing you about birthday gifts for a child. I think you gotta be like, hey, no, actually, JK, I'm not the person you think I am.
Brian, but hold on, man. Like, God damn it!
There are child's birthday presents involved now. We're gonna end up in a list.
Wait, why are we gonna end up on a list?
Because you're the one replying to these emails.
So how does that get you on a list?
You're on the podcast!
But, like, you're not a party to this. Like, you're not facilitating it. You're not... You're...
I don't know. Vote now on your phones. Do you think that I'm going to get...
You gotta tell him. I think you gotta tell him. You gotta be like, hi, yeah, this isn't actually the guy you think you're emailing. I have been trying to get that across by replying ridiculously to these emails, and obviously that is not working because you are dumb.
I mean, how do...
Just call them stupid straight to their face.
Hello, Rocky? Did Rocky disappear? What the fuck is this podcast?
I think Rocky wandered away from the computer.
I had to step away. That's what I said. And so I did, and now I'm back.
Did you have to go away because of the thing I did?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Are you serious?
Yes!
Okay, dude, you're gonna... Oh, man. Boston Brian might actually end up on a watch list. And specifically for, the sin of giving out the wrong email address, which I agree is upsetting, but that's more than petty, dude. That might be more than vicious, if I'm being honest.
Okay, he's had, at this point, 12 years to clear this up.
I agree with you. That number makes sense to me. But, Jesus Christ, man. I don't know. It doesn't seem cool. That's what I mean. I'm not saying it's unjustified, because I'm not sure. I don't think I have the jurisdiction here, but, that's... definitely uncool. Okay, I can say that much.
I can't just create. What I would have to do is I would have to, every time one of these people emails me, I would have to create a rule in my email account which says, "Do this from this sender." And the problem with Gmail, I guess the cat's out of the bag. The problem with Gmail is Gmail has this fucking auto learning rule shit. So when you start to create rules in Gmail's like, oh, you're creating a rule. Well, I'm going to guess that you want to create rules for other senders too, based on the rule that you've created for this sender.
They really do lean into it. It's kind of gross.
Right. And so if I start creating rules for all of these senders, then it's going to start to create rules for senders I don't want. Right. Correct. Which will then effectively make the email address unusable.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian is the one of these people because I knew he was the one intentionally giving this email address out, is the one that I found a way of I have contacted Brian Cartwright. I have had direct interaction with this person.
I agree with you. No, I know. I know the lore, Mr. Cartwright. Right.
And I guess if we're honestly as noted by you and Tegan, it's obvious that Brian Cart is close to David and Karen Resendez, because as we said, they're getting together, they're sharing home brews, they're buying kid presents, it is obvious that there are things at stake in this relationship.
Right.
Yeah, and I am hoping that this is the straw that breaks the camel's back and he gives up.
No, I get that. No, I understand that that's your intention. I truly believe that you're trying to raise the stakes to a level that Boston Brian needs to decide, am I going to truly be on a watch list, or I'm going to admit that this isn't actually my email address and stop giving it out to people. I get that. But, I'm not entirely sure that if he decides to double down, no, I actually have brian.cartwright@gmail.com, that it's entirely his fault. And, this is one of those things that it would be mostly Boston Brian's fault if he ends up on a watch list or some other consequences based on these actions. But I do know that you have a hand in it, and me not saying anything about it would not be, I guess, okay in my moral conscience.
I'm just saying that this is like the end of Scarface. I've already headbutted the mountain of cocaine, and I'm willing to fight him forever.
If that's a hill that you're willing to kill this man on, that's fine. I get it. I'm just going to yell about it from time to time, and that's something you need to be okay with.
That's fine. I just didn't realize that it was so extreme that I actually pushed you away from podcasting for multiple minutes.
I also needed to take a piss, so there's also...
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, then you could have just been like, "Hey, y'all, let's take a break." Instead, you're just you're like.
But then we lose the prestige of the moment.
Yeah. So. It's like, I broke Rocky. He has to walk away from podcasting and find his inner self again. Jesus Christ.
I did. I needed 45 seconds to do that. I hope that's cool.
I don't know. I just think that for Boston Brian stuff now, it's all just going to be themed pissed responses.
Okay.
Doesn't matter if it's David and Karen Resendez.
No, I get that. You're going to make him the piss guy.
Yeah. Also, like, shout outs to David and Karen Resendez. Like, you're handling this like champs. Like the last one, I was like, used to be like a toilet, and like the response is like, haha. Like.
Oh my god. Imagine someone in Brian and Karen Resendez's lives just happens to listen to our podcast, and they just like mention it as like, hey, no, sorry, you keep mentioning your friend Brian Cartwright. There's another guy who keeps getting these emails. He like rants about him from time to time. It's kind of wild. There's one that's like yelling about piss, and then like they don't bring it up to their friend or whatever. They just go home and talk about it, like terrified, like what's actually going on? Is this what's been happening with this whole piss thing? He was talking about Arya, like, like, Jesus Christ, man! Like,
he knows about the Kiwi Company box. This podcast brought to you by Kiwi Company.
What happens when they're like, okay, we're going to send you the tracking information, and it has Brian Cartwright's actual, like, the other Brian Cartwright's actual address.
You think I don't already have that?
Brian has his address.
I know you do.
But, like, know you do. Oh my god.
You've got everything. Because this is not the Brian where the doctor sent you everything.
No, that's Atlanta Brian.
No, that's Atlanta Brian.
That's the other Brian.
Shoutouts to Atlanta Brian, dude. I hope you don't get driven into a lake, I guess.
God.
Shoutouts to Atlanta Brian, please.
I hope you're doing all right, dude.
Did I already mention that Atlanta Brian is black? Did we know that? Has that been canonically introduced? Because he is.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I actually assumed, but I didn't know for sure. But thanks.
Yes. Yeah. I Jesus, don't get and like, don't go in the lake. Don't go in the lake.
Shoutouts to Atlanta Brian. Please do this is your wellness check request.
Yeah. Also, Atlanta Brian, please get back to your fucking pastor. But that's unrelated.
Okay, man. Honestly.
Atlanta Brian isn't getting back to his pastor because his pastor is emailing you.
His pastor's desperately trying to reach out to him.
No, okay.
It's just like, it's going to cut
Here's the difference. Atlanta Brian's pastor emailed me, and I said, hi, I'm not the Brian Cartwright. Mm-hmm. I sometimes get email for him. I believe his email address to be X.
Sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that, like, because Atlanta Brian is not out here doing this shit on purpose.
Yeah, no, he's just, he's bumbling. He's just tripping his way through life.
Right.
Sure.
So when I get stuff like his full employment history, his credit report, his social security number, his medical history.
Oh my god, a buffoon.
This guy, like, I am out here just be like, hey dude, like, you are comparable. Like, I've actually also talked to Atlanta Brian on the phone.
I know, but this is canonically established, yes.
I'm like, hey dude, like, I got your shit. But, like, thankfully I'm not, like, evil.
You're lucky in that I am a good person.
But apparently that's up for debate because of this piss thread.
Well, I understand that you're in conflict with Boston Brian. I feel like you're crossing some lines. It's a different statement. Continue.
So what you're saying is that I've gone nuclear.
Maybe so. Maybe mustard gas is what I'd say, but
okay,
whatever.
So I'm making part of France, like, uninhabitable for at least 100 years.
There it is,
okay.
Yep.
Tegan, if I cross the line with the piss thread...
because there is a child's birthday involved, I will say yes.
So when it was just the home brewing, and I was like...
Yeah, when it was just the home
brewing, then it was like
adults,
edgy and goofy. Yeah,
that's
but like...
fine. But now that there's like a little kid and like a birthday gift involved, now it's not cool.
Also, I'm very excited that this company has STEM testing kits, which involve an ability... like. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that is very cool. That is very cool. I would be interested in purchasing one of those, but that is...
That's fucking...
This man, what's his name again? David Resendez? He is, like, trying to, like, run defense for his boy Brian Cartwright. He is fighting for his life right now. Like, Jesus, he did not know that off the top of his head. I know that. He was just like, oh man, that's right, we mentioned the diabetes test at some point. Clearly, or even if they never had, he's like mashing Google, there has to be something in these fucking Kiwi boxes.
To make this make sense.
Yeah, oh my God.
The cognitive dissonance is too strong here, something is up.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Like, whoa.
I hope that Karen is just standing there going,
David, he did say use me like a toilet 2 weeks ago.
Oh, you know
he
it.
did.
You know
no, she absolutely said that shit. Oh my god,
She's
man.
judging him so hard. She's like, David, like, I think he's trying to start something with us. God
damn it.
I mean, I suppose the worst case scenario right now that there is actually an argument underway somewhere in a house in Boston between a husband and a wife.
Yeah.
Where one of them was like, Brian's fine, and that was like, piss, glorious piss, David.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like, no, he's a cool guy, okay? He's entirely on the level. He wasn't weird when we were at the house. I don't know what's going on with these emails, okay? God damn it.
Maybe he's just going through something, honey. Like,
piss, David? Is he going through piss?
Yeah,
Oh, man. And, David's, terrified to bring this up with Brian. He doesn't want to do it.
He doesn't want to deal with the consequences.
Oh, God.
He understands that there's something deeper lurking beneath the surface, and he's not ready to tackle that.
They're getting together, they're drinking some, Stone IPAs or something, and then,
Sure.
And David's like, so, I went to my urologist.
Oh,
it wasn't scary at all.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
And his wife is sitting there, 2 Scotch sours in, just please, honey, don't. She's probably I'm gonna bring it up with his wife. And
oh no!
I think he's a danger to the children.
Is Boston Brian married, Cartwright?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
He has a child.
He does have a child.
They're talking about birthday gifts.
No, they're talking about Resendez's child, though.
Ugh.
At least I think. I might be wrong.
Oh my god.
Brian, correct me if I'm wrong.
No. David and Karen are buying a gift for Arya. They're letting.
Oh, okay.
Arya is also because I'm up on my Cartwright lore. Arya is not Brian Cartwright's daughter. Arya is Brian Cartwright's granddaughter.
Oh shit!
Oh my god! In his old age, he's talking about piss, Harold. Fuck me! Oh my god!
Oh no!
You're gonna ruin this man. This man's gonna die.
He's gonna die in fucking prison,
his
dude. His
memory is gonna be tainted by this piss thing.
He's just sitting there in his orange jumpsuit, and he goes, and it's his last word. It's like Citizen Kane. He's like, piss.
Oh no!
God. And then she's gonna be like, I fucking knew it. God.
I mean, to be fair, he probably won't actually go to jail because if he has the sense to hire a lawyer, the lawyer will just say this isn't his email address, and that'll be it. And then they'll walk off, and it'll just be embarrassing for everyone, but no one will go to jail. But Jesus Christ,
that's if he hires a lawyer who has any sense. Is he gonna hire a young lawyer? Is he? No. He's gonna hire a practiced attorney who has no idea how to use the internet.
I don't know.
Oh, no.
There's gotta be old people who know how to use the internet, right?
There are old people who use the internet, but I don't know if they're lawyers, Brian. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. We're not worried about old people general using the internet. We're worried about lawyers specific using the internet. Did you miss the court hearings where they were about the Epic Games, where they were what is a video game? Hello?
All I know is I live in a world where people try and repurpose Hershey's chocolate syrup bottles for water, and
yeah.
For what?
Oh yeah, you don't know that there's a senator. Where's he from, Brian?
I think it was Indiana.
Okay, I wanted to say Kentucky, but Indiana makes more sense. But yeah, he's regularly filmed in Congress or the Senate, drinking from a Hershey's chocolate syrup bottle, and he's been interviewed about it, and he says it's a repurposed water bottle, and it's because he says water bottles are, as we know them, water vessels may actually just be too expensive, so he doesn't pay for them. He just uses an empty chocolate syrup bottle, or so he says.
I don't believe he's using it.
Tegan, he's on video!
He's just straight up drinking chocolate syrup out of the bottle.
I mean, maybe so.
I don't believe that he is repurposing a water bottle. Fuck off.
He said it in a couple of interviews, but
Yeah, because he doesn't want to give away the fact that he's figured out a way to make chocolate milk accessible to himself at any point in the day in Congress.
He's from Tennessee.
He makes his own chocolate syrup.
He makes his own chocolate syrup, Tegan?
In the thing. Yeah. No. I don't know what we're talking about.
I really wish I had spent the time that I was playing Kirby playing Tunic instead. That's neither here nor there.
Tunic looks great.
Yeah, Tunic is actually sick.
Tunic looks amazing. I do want to play that.
The time that I spent playing Kirby should have been time spent playing Tunic. I'm so bad.
It's whatever, dude. Shake it
off.
That's
true. Okay, yeah. Rest in piss. Play Tunic. I'm gonna play. By the time we gather next, I shall play Tunic and maybe get back into that Elden Ring shit. But Tunic is definitely happening.
Teagues, how's Miku going? You up to expert yet?
No.
Okay.
Not up to expert. Miku's going great though. I have cards now. For, I think the next 3 events.
All right.
We should be at or near maximum like event points for the next 3 events, which is very exciting. My boy, my son, will not come home, and it's still making me mad.
Is this the one that yelled at the robot girl?
Yeah!
Okay, just want to make sure.
He was an asshole, but now he's fine. He apologized. I finished the storyline, he apologized, and he said that he was wrong.
Okay.
Very, very proud of him, and now they're friends. There was a storyline recently where he gave free tickets to the park to his sister, his little sister, and her friends so that they could come, and now the 2 groups have, like, the 2 bands have, like, dialogue together sometimes, where they're, like, around, like, the area, in, like, the overworld areas. They'll be, like, at school or at, like, the shopping mall together or whatever, and they'll be, like, chit-chatting to each other about stuff, which is very cute.
Okay.
The current event is about Night Court at 25, which is totally not Discord at 1 a.m.
Right.
And it's about the focal character is the girl who does all of the art for their music videos, because they self-publish everything online on, like, Totally Not YouTube and Totally Not Nico Nico. And so she draws all of their music videos. So, like, one girl designs the costumes that they wear in the videos. One girl draws the videos. One girl writes all the song lyrics, and the other girl does all the music. That's, like, their vibe. And it's about the girl who does all of the art for all of the videos because her dad thinks she's never going to make it as an artist.
Oof. Okay, for sure.
All of these parents, like, these parents are coming in 2 flavors. Absolute assholes and, like, good dads. Like, that's it. There is no in between.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's how you get art or whatever.
Yeah, the last event featured Toya and his dad was a dick. He's a classically trained musician for, like, violin, and he wants his son to be, like, a classical musician, and his son is like, no, I made a street music gang, and we're called Vivid Bad Squad, Dad, and you don't understand our music. And, like, that's the whole thing. And, like, his dad came to his last concert and, like, had some good constructive criticism on it. And was like, I guess I understand, like, why you value this as an art form, even though it's not real music. And he's just like, thanks, Dad, for trying, I guess.
That's some real dad shit. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then, like, Toya is friends with Tsukasa, who's my son, and his family, because his mom is a classically trained pianist, Tsukasa's mom is, and she gave Toya lessons when he was, like, a little kid. And so, like, they're all, like, friends together, which is very cute. But, like, so it turns out Tsukasa can actually play the piano really well, and I'm like, what? That doesn't make sense, but okay. But it does make perfect. It doesn't feel like it makes sense, but it does actually make, like, perfect sense in the storyline. Anyway, doesn't matter. So it's about the people in Night Court, and, like, they're fine. All those characters are fine, I guess. I don't really have strong feelings about any of them in particular, because the main 2 characters in that band are flat by default.
Okay.
And so I'm not, like, overly invested in their band as a whole. Like, 2 characters are very flat, like, very quiet personality types with, like, a latent burning fire sort of thing. Like, a passion for music, but they're both, like, quiet, like, reserved personality types. And then the other 2, the girl and the non-binary character in the band, are, like, very much, like, all of the personality, we're doing the thing, you know? So, like, the band just feels off balance, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
like personality-wise. In Leonid, which is the band that they focused on previously, it's like they're all like high school girls, and all of them have very much like high school girl style personalities. Like their band is like, we're a school band of childhood friends, and it feels like a school band of childhood friends. There's like Saki, who is sick all the time, and now she's like very excited to be back at school, and so she's like, yeah, we're doing everything. And then there's her friend who's like normal and like, ooh, we need to place some limitations on ourselves, but like I do want to do things with you because you're my friend. And then there's the girl who's like, if we're doing music, we're doing this very seriously because I want to be a serious musician when I grow up. And then their other friend who's like, none of you guys understand what a work-life balance is, so I guess I'm just going to all of you like drink water and have a good meal. Absolutely like every female friend group, so good on them. They nailed it. The next event is going to focus on the circus boys, the Wonderland Showtime characters, and it's a mysterious event, and I do have mysterious cards for all of the Wonderland Showtime characters. I'm very excited about it. I'm going to get max. I'm going to be so excited. I'm going to get max points for that one, which will be my first time, so hopefully I'll be able to actually, like, clear out the goddamn shop. And then it's so hard. Anyway, but, like, all of their cards are, like, cute and pastel and very sweet. And I'm very excited about the next. I have no idea what's going to happen in the next storyline, but it looks cute. And then after that, we're going to go into Hinamatsuri, which is Girls' Day, which is, like, so all the fucking holidays are, like, a month or so behind. Hinamatsuri is actually at the beginning of March. And it's where, like, to celebrate, like, the health, and prosperity of, like, your female children sort of thing. So, like, and it focuses on Saki, mostly. Saki and Tsukasa are the two main characters in it, and then the other characters are like supporting cast for these two for this event. And it's because since Saki has been in the hospital for so long, and this is her first Hinamatsuri out of the hospital, Tsukasa wants it to be the best one ever! It's so cute! I'm gonna die! Anyway, so that'll be fun to see, but that does mean that he's in the fucking gacha, and I'm never gonna be able to pull him, because he's not gonna come home, and I'm gonna be sad. And then we have, like, what's afterwards? Coming up afterwards is, 2021. March, April. There's gonna be a Who Are These? A More Jump group event called Hopeful Stage, where I think they perform their first, like, time on a stage, which is gonna be exciting. And then there's gonna be 2 Cherry Blossom events in a row, which will be fun. But cherry blossoms are blooming now in Japan, so it's going to be like a month late. Just like everything else. It'll be fine. It'll be cute. Alright. We are going to get our first, like, new kind of event coming up, which is exciting, which is, like, the group... What are they calling them? They're calling them Cheerful Carnivals. The first soccer event is going to be the first Cheerful Carnival, where, like, you'll pick a team, and the team that you're on, the accumulated points of that team decide, like, which team wins. And partway through the event, you'll get an opportunity to change teams if you want, but you don't have to.
Alright.
So when that happens, I'm sure, have feedback on it. But otherwise, I'm still having a good time. I like all these characters. They're so stupid and goofy and fun. And Project Sekai has started releasing the official, like, covers of the songs onto streaming platforms. So now you can buy them on, like, Apple Music, or, like, iTunes. I guess it's iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify and stuff. You can, like, listen to them. You can stream them now, which is very exciting for me.
All right.
I don't know if it's exciting for anyone else, but I'm having a blast. It's because, like, the first official, like, CD release for these guys came out.
Okay.
But you can only buy the CD in Japan or use a proxy service to purchase it. So, they put it on, like, streaming services for everybody else. Yeah. I'm excited. And they announced, the game is doing so well that each of the bands is starting to get original songs that are being composed by, famous Vocaloid producers. Yeah!
Any word from Pinocchio P?
No word from Pinocchio P yet.
Okay.
But Deco is doing one. of the songs.
That's
exciting. Yeah, Deco 27. I'm very excited. Hopefully Pinocchio P will do one though. Honeyworks is supposedly working on something. But no one's sure if it's something for the anime that's going to be produced, or if it's like their like anime original like movies, or if it's going to be something for Project Sekai. I'm very excited. I really like Honeyworks stuff. But yeah, that's how it's going. It's a good time. They just did a million downloads like celebration where they gave everybody 3 free 10 polls across 3 different days. Which was good. And then they did another one where it was a paid 10 poll, but you got to pick, you were guaranteed 1 4-star card, and you got to pick from the pool of existing 4-star cards which ones you wanted to be eligible for. So that way you could like limit down the cards you wanted, which was neat. I got a card for a guy I don't care about. God, he's a douchebag. I'm watching through the Vivid Bad Dogs like story now, or the Vivid whatever it is, whoever the fuck they are, I don't give a shit. And I don't like them. They're mean. They're so mean. I don't know. Like, Tsukasa was misguided, and that was making him an asshole. This guy's just an asshole. The orange-haired character. Okay. I don't know why people like him. They like him because he looks tough, I'm sure. But he's just a dick.
Yeah, it's like that one guy from Breakfast Club.
Maybe. What's his name? Akito. I don't like him. I don't like Akito. I don't care for Akito. Toya's fine. Toya's like, I want to be like a... Toya tried to break up their band because he was like, you're being a dick, and I don't want to perform music with you anymore.
I mean, that seems valid.
Yeah, it was valid, and instead he was like, I'm gonna form a band with the 2 girls, and then they ended up all 4 forming a band, and now he's still like very harsh. I don't know, I would have kicked him out still. He's a jerk. You could find someone better, I'm sure. But yeah, all the other bands are fine. More Jump is cute. I watched their whole story through finally. They're sweet. They definitely are looking at like the Japanese idol industry from the things that are wrong with it. Mm-hmm. Like that's the story that they're telling with More Jump, and I think that's really interesting. Because it's not like the usual stuff where it's like, oh, we're like no dating, and like it's not that part of it that like everybody knows about. It's like, oh, if producers decide that you are a talent who is only good at doing variety shows, they're only going to give you work on variety shows regardless of what you actually want.
Sure.
Oh, if you're a pretty face, all the other and you start getting more work because people want your pretty face on their products, all the other girls are going to be shitty to you and think that you're getting favoritism regardless of whether or not that's what's happening. And so that kind of stuff is fun to look at from the other side, you know?
Yeah, no, I get that.
You can definitely tell that, like, some of these stories were sourced from, like, former idols. Like, the tone set in them definitely has, like, idols who used to be famous who are now, like, well out of the industry. They're, like, full adults now, and they're talking about their experience in the idol industry and, like, have written a memoir about it. Like, that's the feel of some of these stories, is, like, this is something that someone actually lived, and we're just showing it to you on this cute anime girl. Wow. You know?
I mean, it's a fun thing to do with a mobile game, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's a thing to do with a mobile game, for sure. It's kind of neat. The way that they, like, some issues, they're very blatantly like, look at this problem with the industry. And some things, they're like, we're not going to talk about this so openly. We're going to comment on idols very openly while also selling you idols. But we're not going to talk about the non-binary trans characters so blatantly. We're just going to let you understand and infer the things that we're trying to tell you about their experience, but we're not going to, like, spotlight it, which is an interesting choice. But also, like, a very Japanese choice. Like, I don't expect us to get a ton of, like, poignant stories from that sort of point of view until, like, maybe 10 years, maybe 15 years down the line, probably.
I would be interested in a pop star mobile game where they, like, really dig into, like, the stories of, say, like, Rihanna or, like, Britney Spears and see how that goes.
Ooh, that'd be neat. You would probably need, like, a Western company to be willing to, like, do that, though.
We'll get the company who made the Kim Kardashian game to do it. It'll be fine.
Kim K will have to be in it, though.
Yeah. It's a fair trade. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Y'all see that Amanda Bynes got out of her conservatorship?
Yeah, good for fucking her.
Good! My mother has texted me to inform me that my nephew just said that egg toast is true love.
I respect it. I had a brother that straight up ate nothing but, like, buttered toast and Kool-Aid for, like, a year. I mean, he was 4, but, like, that's pretty much all he ate.
My nephew's, like, 2. He's turning 3 this year, so, you know. It's on track.
Shoutouts to the kid. Let's go.
It's about right. That's about right. He's still very into drumming. I hope he enjoys it.
Oh, he becomes a drummer. That could be cool. The world needs more drummers. People got to keep the beat.
Drummers are underappreciated.
Mm-hmm.
Also, arguably, they get to live the best life, because, like, if you are a drummer in a band, no one will recognize you. Someone is the drummer for Sting. Who is that? No idea.
Brian,
is he paid a lot of money? Yes.
I don't know.
Vinny Colaiuta?
Lives the rockstar life, not swarmed by fans. Ideal, honestly.
This guy's like he drums with a lot of groups. I mean, he's the drummer for Sting, but he also drums for Nick Kershaw, Frank Zappa, Jeff Beck, Sting, Herbie Hancock, 5-piece band, Damien Draghici, Joni Mitchell, and Megadeth. Oh,
one of those.
He was actually put in the Classic Drummer Hall of Fame, so people might recognize him, Teagues.
Oh, okay. Go for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shout-outs. 66-year-old drummer. Must be nice. Do we want to do news? Are we doing that?
I mean, that would seem to be the strat.
We don't have a jingle anymore, but do we want to do a Patreon update? We are nearing the end of the month.
No, Patreon money is getting taken up next month, so there you go.
A good update, so people are aware.
Shoutouts to our patrons. We hope that you enjoy the content that is coming in the next month. But in the meantime, we're going to jump into news, and we're going to talk about something that you may already have heard about, which is Sony's upcoming subscription service. The service, which has been in development under the codename Spartacus, which is supposed to be Sony's answer to Microsoft's Xbox Game Pass, should have been announced by now, honestly. And they are going to release the service with a lineup of games from recent years that will, from what we can tell based on the documents that were received in December, will not include new first-party releases. Spartacus is going to be an evolution of PlayStation Plus that has a tiered system consisting of Essential, Extra, and Premium tiers. Essential, which is what you know now as PlayStation Plus, which will retail for $10 a month, which is exactly the way that it is right now. And then PS Plus Extra will include monthly games and a game catalog, which is hundreds of older downloadable games which appear, based on the documentation that has been received by reporting entities, that it will include the catalog out of PS Now and just pop it into PS Plus. And PS Premium will get you all of that stuff in addition to a game trials feature, which will give you limited time trials of new and upcoming games. And so, like, there will be expiring demos as opposed to, like, full access to the new games. The 3 tiers will be retailed at $10, $13, and $16 a month, or at least that was the information then. It may have changed by the time of the announcement, but that's what we're looking at. It looks like it's going to become real, and it will be announced before this show ultimately airs.
This seems needlessly complicated.
Okay.
Expiring demos, not full game, no. Am I just a simple unfrozen caveman lawyer here? Just let me give you money and just let me have the games show up. Is that a lot? Is that too much to ask?
I think it's a lot. I don't think it's too much to ask. I'm actually really upset that I didn't see that what was going on with Game Pass, and that it actually looks like it was like a prototype for services that they were going to offer for Windows outright. Because like Windows 365 has recently come into vogue, and it's just like it's straight up Windows, like Windows 10. It just operates completely in the cloud, as opposed to like Azure, which is like based off of your usage. They just decided like we're going to eat those costs, and here's a simple monthly fee. But as far as Sony's offering looks like, because they don't have that infrastructure, it looks like they're trying to do something else. But while I agree it's likely more complicated, I don't think the people that will buy into it will really be mad about it. Like, I guess if you compare the two, then yeah, there's something else to fight about. But I don't know. As far as like the backlog, it's not like everyone plays everything every year, like the way that we do, or even like enthusiasts do. And people who just want to like get in and start playing some stuff, they'll probably just take like the PS Premium or the PS Extra, and they'll be just fine.
I'm reminded of a quote from Kojima.
Okay.
From back during the PS3 360 generation. He said during that generation, that Xbox is like going to the video store. Man, his quote dates itself. Xbox is like going to the video store, and Sony is like going to the theater.
Sure.
Yeah. And I think that in the intervening years, like, we know a lot about how like Sony perceives their own games. They're like, all of our games have to be billion-dollar games, et cetera, et cetera. And so I have to wonder if like Sony has like kind of like painted themselves into this corner philosophically. Like they see their games as these like hyper premium mega products where they're like, oh man, nothing more prestigious than Nathan fucking Drake out here, or like the Last of Us is truly the height of entertainment. And like, because like Microsoft was always like pursuing a model where they weren't so precious about their brands, they were able to like maneuver into, something which was more compatible with what people are doing for everything else in their day-to-day spending lives. Like, I saw an ad this week
which like blew my mind. You know, I was watching my wrestling, and I saw an ad come on during wrestling, which was for a laundry subscription service, which is an app. Which I thought was hilarious because like the idea of like laundry services is like actually a very old-fashioned idea. You know, like something that like wealthy people used to do was to send their laundry out. Mm-hmm. And now it's being introduced as this like kind of like fast, like rapid service. They're like, are you so tired because you have to do things all the time? Well, download fucking Washer. You know, wash, then no E, then letter R. Like, we'll do your fucking laundry for you and then return it in like the patented like washer, like tub all folded up and ready. And like, it's just an app on your phone. It's just an app on your phone. It's just a recurring monthly subscription. Like everything now is just like a flat one tier monthly subscription. Like everything is just a subscription. Use Uber, or do you have the Uber subscription? Do you watch movies on your TV? Have a Netflix subscription? Like everything is just a simple flat subscription. And like the only brands which resist subscriptions are ones that see their thing as being like very premium. And they're like, if we offer a simple flat subscription, we'll denigrate our product. We'll make our product less than if we offer a subscription. And I have to wonder if that's part of the reason why like Nintendo is like kicking and dragging its feet on actually adding games actively to Nintendo Switch Online. Like, how old is this service at this point? And how many like NES games are in there? How many Super Nintendo games are in there? It's not a large amount for a service which is at this point like 5 years old. But like they're like, we're a premium brand. When we add things, like it cheapens it. At least when it was like the virtual console and you could buy games a la carte, like there were a lot more games available. But like brands which paint themselves as premium and prestige products hate subscriptions. So I really think that like Sony's like pricing model where like you're not getting access to like full new games and there's demos and there's tiers of prices is because Sony doesn't want to do this but believes they have to, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, sure.
Do you think that this thing will last in this shape for a while, or do you think they'll just cave and go flat model, one tier, get all the stuff?
I have no idea. But also, Game Pass operates on tiers, right? Like, there's Game Pass Ultimate.
Yeah, well, so like the difference between the tiers there is just like, so like if you get Game Pass or you get Game Pass for PC, mm-hmm. like the difference there is like, are you getting the games on your console or are you getting on PC?
Sure.
And Game Pass Ultimate is you get them on both. Mm-hmm. You know, like that's the difference. So it's not like, you know, like Halo is kept out or Gears of War is kept out. It's just it's
the difference is not content; it's access. Yeah.
So I think that's a little different.
It's different.
Yeah, I do see a future where like Microsoft ultimately flattens that out too, and it's just like Game Pass because now that they're more like device agnostic and they're just like it doesn't matter where you're playing Xbox games, just so long as you're playing Xbox games. I'm sure that tier will go away and it'll just become Game Pass again.
I don't know, man. I think they might do something similar to like the Netflix model, where they just like remove, say, like the one or the other, but they just increase the price of the entire service, and people got used to it over some amount of time that they don't say anything about it.
Yeah. I think that's exactly what will happen, Rocky. Like, they'll get rid of the tiers, but the price will go up.
Right.
Yeah. Speaking of which, there was a thing that Phil Spencer said in the past week, mm-hmm. which I thought was interesting. He said that Microsoft will have hardware news this year, but it's not what people are expecting.
Sure.
So I guess this is the part where I open it up to speculation.
You know how I hate speculation.
You know how I love speculation.
I know. Jesus.
So I guess the two questions are, what does Phil Spencer think people are expecting, and what is it really?
I don't know. Maybe they think people are expecting a hardware refresh, but it's actually like a lateral product, like the OLED for the Switch.
I think it is going to be a very specific lateral product.
Okay. Do you think it's going to be a handheld product?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's going to be a handheld product, why did they spend so much time on xCloud?
I don't think that those things necessarily work against each other.
I'm listening.
Yeah. It's worth noting that, like, one of the things that, like, Microsoft, like, worked into their marketing language was when they talked about how the games that were, like, streaming on xCloud switched from the Xbox One versions to the Xbox Series X versions. So they're like, hey, Xbox fans, are you still on Xbox One? Like, if you stream using xCloud, then remember that, like, you'll be playing the most current versions too. So they definitely do talk about, like, robustness of streaming solutions with people who have complete hardware solutions. Like, they also talk about how, like, if you stream something using an Xbox Series S, you're streaming the Series X version. So, like, I think that what we are going to see is going to be a handheld option, which does not have a disk drive, like, obviously, and is essentially going to be like a Series S with a screen on it. Like, it is going to be a handheld Series S.
And they said Xbox will have this news, not Microsoft?
Right, yeah. This is Xbox news.
Okay.
Yeah, like, this was Phil Spencer saying specifically, Xbox has hardware news this year, and it's not what you're expecting. And I think that, like, what most people would be expecting is mid-generation refresh that, like, happened last time, where, like, halfway through a generation, it was like, okay, here's a more powerful Xbox, but not quite
when
a full.
When did the Series X come out? 2020? This would be 2 years in. Like, a hardware refresh probably wouldn't be expected, right?
I don't think it'd even be warranted, honestly.
Which is why I think something lateral is more likely.
Right. I mean, maybe they get in the handhelds. Yeah. Who knows?
The other thought I had was VR headset.
I could see Microsoft trying to get back into VR. That could make some sense.
Yeah.
Because there's other applications, and they still have that weird-ass, like, $3,000 headset that they bought the patent for or whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. What do y'all think it is?
Oh, I think it's something lateral. It doesn't make sense for there to be, like, a hardware refresh in any, like, sense of the imagination. But they already have, like, a streaming box. They have a home console. And, like, I guess they could make a bespoke gaming PC. But again, why? Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, maybe they do an Alienware box. Maybe they have some weird collaboration with Dell. They're already using their payment processing. That could be something that happens. And they just, like, put, like, the Microsoft Xbox, like, stamp of approval on it. Or whatever. But I don't know. There are multiple directions for them to go. And they have more money than God. So, like, nothing's off the table.
Yeah. You know that there has to have been, like, meetings in a room about the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could believe that.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Like, them making a pricier Switch doesn't make much sense to me. Like, I guess they could do, like, a handheld solution that's, like, financed the same way that, like, the X and S are, where you just spend, I don't know, $22 a month, and you get to take this, like, handheld PC home.
I think that the reason, like, that they don't like the Steam Deck from a position of being, like, anti-competitive giant corporation, it has less to do with their console business and more to do with the fact that, like, the Steam Deck is an argument for actually getting a very large active percentage of PC users to stop using Windows. Yeah, because those Steam Decks ship with Linux on them. It's a perfectly comfortable Linux environment. And so when you have a whole bunch of nerds get, like, these new Linux boxes, they're like, oh, I actually don't need Windows to live. That's a thing. Like, that's a point where, like, Microsoft's gaming business is now interacting with their OS business. You're like, oh, what happens when all these nerds discover they don't need Windows?
Well, I mean, like, that's what I mean. Like, I don't think Microsoft's gaming business has ever been divorced from their OS business. And they've heavily invested into the cloud. And now they can just straight up run like environments off of it. Like you can run fucking full Windows like off of a phone, off of a tablet, off of like, you know, a fucking thin client from anywhere. That's the thing you can do as of like September or whatever. And like there's no way you can convince me that like Game Pass wasn't like a prototype for that, because like that's a higher level of responsiveness than you actually need from a PC, and they prove that it works in the wild. I don't think they see Linux as a real competitor yet, like any more than like Android sees like Apple as like a competitor. Like that, I'm sure they want those customers for sure, and maybe there will be a bit of churn for people who like decide that that Linux isn't actually completely terrible. But the fact that like most cloud technologies are built upon Linux anyways, I don't really think Microsoft sees that as a threat. But I'm not sure.
What I'm talking about here, though, are like single computer users, like people who own like a gaming PC.
Sure.
And the Steam Deck has like an available like dock, so that way you can sit there like hook it up to your nice gaming monitor with your nice keyboard and your nice mouse. So that way when you're not on the run, you can just go ahead and like dock your deck.
Sure.
And so like that's the point where they're creating churn for people who are currently active Windows users. Like we know that like the amount of like pre-orders on Steam Deck is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Like there was for the week where they actively started letting people finally pay for their decks, it was the number 2 item on Steam behind Elden Ring. Mm-hmm. And so like Jesus Christ, like these initial install numbers for deck are already like ridiculous. Like this is not like Brian buys a weird novelty handheld PC from China. You know, like when I buy my GPD stuff and I'm like, okay, I'm part of like the army of like several thousand people who are just into GPD and think it's really neat, but like it's not a real number. You know what I mean?
Sure, there are millions of you now.
Yes, like that's the thing. Now there's millions, and how many of the people who are buying Steam Decks are like, this is now my PC solution? Like, if people are like, this is my game console solution, I think like Microsoft cares less about that. But if people are like, this is my PC environment and my game environment, that's where it starts to be like a thing. And so like if their motivation is handheld form factor, if people are going to be walking away from Windows because of the appeal of a handheld form factor, then can like Microsoft say like, whoa, how about an Xbox that you could take with you everywhere so that way you don't walk away from Windows at home?
I could see that, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I wouldn't say that Microsoft has been reactive in that particular way in a very long time. And like maybe that means that they're spooked about this. That's a possibility. But I don't see enough of a reason for them to be spooked.
I don't think that we've seen them be reactive this way in a long time, because at least in the gaming space, the company that would make them reactive in that way has been making series of bad decisions for the last several years.
Sure.
Yeah. So, you know, like that's a whole thing. You know, like Sony has not had them on their heels since like the beginning of the last generation, when like Microsoft like launched a console that was shit at launch and is like, please use this stupid fucking camera pointed at you while you play games. And you know, like, God, the Kinect was so dumb. And like everything about the Xbox One at launch was shit, which is why Microsoft fired Don Matrick. Like it came out of the gate like a horse fuck. And like Microsoft definitely did react like a company that was like had been like repeatedly kicked in and around the face, and they had to make a whole bunch of reactive decisions, and they eventually found a marketplace that they were a market space they were comfortable with after like eating like what feels like half the game industry like a giant gelatinous cube. Like, oh, this looks like a fun company, buy it. This looks like a fun company, buy it. This looks like a fun company, buy it. And now all of a sudden people are like, holy shit, I can't believe all the stuff which is now like Microsoft first party titles. You know, like Microsoft, the fun people who bring you Psychonauts, Skyrim, and Call of Duty. Jesus. But like, if a company was going to make them act in a reactive way, it wasn't going to be Sony. It was going to be somebody else.
Sure.
Yeah. And Valve saying, we have a gigantic existing user base, some of whom who own consoles. But, like, what if we offer our existing PC users a console experience, and what if we offer our existing PC users an experience that pulls them away from the Windows environment? Like, the Steam Deck attacks Microsoft on two different fronts. It's a unified hardware standard that developers can target, creating a console-style experience, and it's also an environment which pulls users away from Windows. It is a twofold threat.
Okay. I mean, I get that it can be competitive in those spaces. I'm just not sure I'd frame it as an attack. That's all I'm saying. And this isn't a mention of, like, intent or anything. Like, I think specifically Microsoft is in a place where they don't have to worry about this. And they can if they want to. They're allowed, and they can react to it as they will. But, like, as far as, like, anything that, like, puts them in danger or, like, challenges their market share, I'm not sure that's what's happening.
Have we talked about Crystal Pepsi before on this show?
Maybe once or twice.
Okay. So, have we talked about how Crystal Pepsi failed?
Vaguely, I think.
Okay. So, Crystal Pepsi came out, and it was like a giant market segment. Pepsi was selling a shit ton of Crystal Pepsi. Like, stores could not sell Crystal Pepsi fast enough.
That's why it shows up in Vaporwave and, like, fucking, what's it called? Future Funk all the time.
Right. And so Coca-Cola said, we don't like this, but we also don't want to compete in this market segment. We just want this market segment to not exist. And so
sure,
the way that they responded was not by creating Crystal Coke. Coke owned Tab, which was their original diet soda, which at that point was already like an aging brand that was like there to support people who refused to switch to Diet Coke.
Sure.
And so then they rolled out Crystal Tab. And the whole idea behind rolling out Crystal Tab and like deliberately, like they intentionally designed ugly, bad marketing materials for it. And so that way when stores were organizing their soda shelves, they're like, oh, the Crystal drinks go together. Crystal Pepsi would be sitting beside Crystal Tab just in an effort to like bring down its market value.
Right, and then no one would want to like even be in the aisle, so they didn't grab Crystal Pepsi.
Yeah, so like Crystal Tab was a product that was created to fail. And like I posit that the idea of like a portable Xbox, which is literally just a portable console, will be is designed to obscure the fact that the Steam Deck itself is a much more flexible device.
Okay, that's a new idea, and you expect that this is the new thing that they're going to announce, a new shittier handheld device to I guess tarnish the reputation of mobile PCs.
Well, not necessarily tarnish, but like if you have people who don't necessarily like currently understand just how flexible the Steam Deck is because they haven't had a chance to get their hand on one yet, or they don't understand the full possibility space, then like what Microsoft has the ability to do is control the narrative by just being like, oh look, here's our handheld console, because that's all theirs is. Theirs is a handheld console. Never mind the fact that it can do like a shit ton of other things. Like that just by entering the conversation, they can limit what the conversation is about.
I get that. Yeah.
So
I agree that's a possibility.
Yes. So I submit that a portable Xbox would be the Crystal Tab of portable devices.
All right. I mean, that is a timeline that we could live in. I hope we don't, but you know, I don't think I have control over that outcome.
Yeah, true enough. I assume, like, this is all a giant tangent. There are other things happening. What is going on? That's attempted to be a throwaway for news.
Hey, Tegan, what's our next story?
You know what? Actually... No, that's all the stories for today.
Well, I guess this last story will just be a Patreon exclusive. All right, We left our sources there so you can see them when you want to, but hey everyone, this has been our show!
Are we really doing that?
It's called Impossible Coin. We're here every couple of weeks.
No, it's okay. I'll do it.
Okay.
It's fine. It was a good bit.
It's a pretty solid bit, actually.
So
yeah.
our last story is, in short, the short version is J.K. Rowling's a TERF.
Yeah, true.
The longer version is, and also very anti-Semitic, and you should not play the new Hogwarts game. That's the longer version of that story. They released the first trailer, so we finally get a look at like what the main plot is going to be. And you are a wizard. You're a wizard in the 1800s, and you get to fight in the Goblin Uprising.
But you're against the goblins, right?
Yeah, you get to fight historically against the goblins, who are trying to keep the wizards from essentially enslaving them and restricting their access to magic.
I mean...
You know.
I don't understand J.K. Rowling. I really don't.
Which...
I mean, wait.
You
don't understand? That doesn't sound correct. What do you mean, Brian? You're a smart dude. I'm sure you get what she's about.
Yes, she's a nightmare person. She's a homophobic, racist, anti-Semitic, TERF fucking monster person.
Okay.
Right.
Where are you confused?
Okay,
What's
so
going
here's
on
the
here?
problem.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Is like there. This is a conversation I was having earlier this week. Like when talking about like art and artists and how sometimes art is not necessarily reflective of how that person is bad, right?
Sure.
Like it is possible to sit there and watch an episode of The Cosby Show and be like, well, that guy seems okay. Like what I'm saying is that like the things that make Bill Cosby terrible don't necessarily like bubble so close to the surface of his art. Does that make sense?
Sure, fine.
Okay.
But, like,
right.
People aren't necessarily transparent. I don't understand.
No,
I'm
okay, all right. What I'm saying is the things that makes J.K. Rowling terrible do bubble close to the surface of her art.
Okay.
Right? Like in these fucking books, in these stupid fucking books, goblins are not allowed to own magic wands. It's like, so let me get this straight. In these books, canonically already established, in the books, like, so this is not new. This is not new to this video game. Goblins are a sentient race.
Yep.
And they are prohibited by law from owning magic wands by another sentient race.
Correct.
They are the subject of racial discrimination. And then, like, when examined in the writing, they are very obviously, like, full of, like, anti-Semitic tropes that have existed since the 1300s.
Correct.
Yes.
And
100%.
yeah, and so it's like,
if you are a listener and you don't know what anti-Semitic tropes specifically are being referenced,
it's the Happy Merchant.
J.K. Rowling discusses and describes goblins.
Yeah.
It is like their physical descriptions, the fact that they exclusively work in the banking system, like those sorts of things are very much anti-Semitic dog whistles to say, like, hey, these are actually Jewish people.
Right.
And so, like, I
So you get to work on the side of the oppressors to oppress Jewish people. Sounds great. Sounds like a great game.
I don't fucking understand how somebody's, like, work can be this routinely terrible. Like, the story for that last movie that came out, like, you know, Fantastic Beast and the...
Oh, that wasn't the last movie in the series, but go
No,
on.
I guess most recent.
The
and
most
like
recent one is the Crime
Yeah, that's what I was
Syndicate.
gonna say. Like the titles, like all of her titles are like 19 years long because she can't just say like that time that we shot an elephant. No, it's always been like this one time I got on a plane and I went somewhere and I had a rifle and there was an elephant there and I shot it. Those are her titles. Like it's never just like a thing. It's so like the Crimes of Grundlebag. Like
that's the next movie, and then I think I could be wrong about this because I'm not following it anymore. But I think The Secrets of Dumbledore will technically be out before Hogwarts Legacy. But also, if the legacy of Hogwarts is participating in the suppression of the quote unquote Goblin Rebellion, maybe we shouldn't be playing this game anyway. And maybe Hogwarts sucks.
So, like, here's what I understand. Like, do you know what the crime of this fucking Grundlebag was? What Grundlebag's crime was? Because I'm here to tell you. I know this now. Mm-hmm. Because, like, you know, like my wife walked into the room and was like, do you know what Grundlebag's crime was? Let me tell you. She was, like, very angry. This was a conversation I had this week.
Sure.
Turns out this guy's big crime was he was aware, because he's a wizard and he was using prognosticating magic. He could see the future, and he saw World War II, and he saw the Holocaust, and was like, hey, guys, why don't we stop this war and the Holocaust from happening? And they're like, why no? We wizards don't interfere.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm out here telling you that this is what he did. This is why
His crime was trying to stop the Holocaust?
That's it. There you go.
Hey, guess who? Hey, everybody. Guess who's, like, the biggest Nazi right now? It's JKR. And I think I can say that with 100% certainty.
I don't know of any other Nazi billionaires, but, you know, I'm open to being proved wrong, I guess.
I mean, isn't there, like, a Koch brother who's still alive?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Right. But still, what the actual fuck? So, like, he's the second worst dark wizard of all time. Because, like, this is the way J.K. Rowling works. Like, oh, yes, you know, Voldemort is the worst dark wizard of all time. But Grundlebag, he's the second worst dark wizard of all time. Like, he's the second worst dark wizard of all time because he tried to stop the
Holocaust. Right, honestly, like, do you hear yourself?
And that's why I'm saying I don't understand J.K. Rowling. How does someone type that onto a sheet of paper and go, you know what? This seems like a good idea. I'm going to go ahead and put this in an envelope and mail this to my publisher. I've got fucking gold here. This is the idea. This is the fucking solution. You know, like...
Also the fact that the publisher is just like, actually, yes. And also we will publish.
Right.
Like, that also is, I feel like, a huge...
There's so many different failures here. So many absolute failures. Like, not to mention that these books are all shit. Like, you put on a fucking hat, and the hat tells you, like, yep, here's who you're destined to be for the rest of your fucking life. And, like, I want to have a conversation with, like, all of these younger millennials, older Zoomers, and be like, I understand that you may have some emotional nostalgia for this series because of your youth, but please examine the media that you consume, because these books and these movies are full of terrible, fucking hateful ideas.
Gen Z seems cool. Has done that research. It's mostly the millennials, I think, you need to watch.
Yeah, it's like...
Gen Z is definitely like, hey, did you know? And I was like... When I was in my heyday, I was like, no, I did not know. Let me look into that more. And now I'm like, ugh. But I do definitely still know people who are like, but, and I'm like, nope, no points on this one, honestly.
Yeah. So, like, that's the fucking thing. It's not like out here, like, this is not the Cosby Show. This is not the Cosby Show. Like, you can read J.K. Rowling's work and go, like, wow, this person is a hateful fucking bigot. This is right here on the surface. Like, this is the content.
Yeah, it is not that deep,
right,
fam. But I don't mean that in the way that it is not that deep is often used to describe things. I mean, everything is right there. Like, okay, my first introduction to J.K. Rowling actually being, like, a shitty person was absolutely when someone was like, hey, did you notice that the only Irish character only does explosion spells? And I was like, actually, that's not cool. And then I started digging myself, and I was like, oh, actually, a lot of this is very bad.
Yeah, like, how many characters are there in that book which are just, like, insensitive racial stereotype name who does insensitive racial stereotype? Like, it is not a... Jesus God.
It's not a short list, no.
Yeah.
It's not a short list.
I just... oh God, I just don't. I don't get it. I don't get it. It just there are so many people out there whose understanding of, like, what poverty means have been fucking, like, short-circuited by these books.
Well, yeah.
Like, there are whole millennials who are like, I understand poverty because of the Weasleys. And I'm like, I'm going to throw you into the sun. I'm going to throw you into the sun.
I'm like, I'm so glad you think you understand poverty, but you really fucking don't.
No, but, like, that's not the problem. It convinces people who don't care about poverty into believing that poverty's not as bad as people say it is.
Right.
It's literally, like, the proponent of, like, advertising. The idea that, like, whatever you're doing is fine. And that's why people really hold on to Harry Potter. It's not because maybe there are some bigots who, like, are absolutely cool with everything that happens in the books. But, like, what I think is happening with more people is that when they do this kind of terrible bigoted shit that's, like, buried in the books, but everyone seems to be ultimately fine instead of actually, like, leaning into why, like, this worldview isn't actually okay, allows people to ignore that into their living lives. So, like, you know, it's a comfort story for people in the way that, like, you know, main character becomes a cop and he's a good guy. You know, like, there's a shit ton of, like, racial stereotypes, but they all graduate and live productive lives, so who cares? Like, and it's like, fuck you guys, but whatever.
Main character does become a cop, and he really shouldn't be a cop. Like, on the short list of people who should not be a cop is Harry Potter.
And it's like, so is he Batman now? Like,
well, actually, I guess he could be Batman, but, like, he's not actually Batman. You know, the thing is that in like 15 years, they're just gonna mash together the stories of Harry Potter and Batman, and that'll be a movie, and it'll make $1 trillion. But, you know, hopefully we'll be dead by then. Or maybe we'll live forever. Who knows? Maybe we'll have to watch.
Bruce Wayne and the mysterious poisoned water supply?
There it is.
I have good news for you, Rocky. We don't have to watch it.
Okay.
No one is going to government mandate us to watch the new Harry Potter movie.
You know what? I'm here to tell people about an exciting new strategy. It's called not watching shit. Tegan was just talking about it. It's the hottest. The new watching shit is not watching shit.
My favorite thing to do is not watch things. I'm so good at it. Let me know if you need some tips and tricks on how to not watch it.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my God.
That fucking Eternals movie from Marvel. You know how much I enjoyed not watching it? So much. It was my favorite.
It was a great time not watching
it. It was my favorite movie that I didn't watch last year. You know? Like, right up there with, like, Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings. Which I also didn't watch. So exciting. So exciting.
I don't know if that one was good or not. I didn't pay attention.
People liked it. Simu Liu has a complicated past with other minorities. That's basically where we're at.
Oh, okay, cool. Thanks. I appreciate the abridged version.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
Aquafina's there, I guess. Like.
Oh. But, like, when I say, like, is he Batman now, is that because, like, J.K. Rowling is a bad writer who is very bad at everything, like, and all Harry Potter is endless wish fulfillment. It's just wish pornography because she's a shitty writer. Harry Potter, like, he's just some, like, 11-year-old fucking dickhead, right? And, like, this...
He's also the chosen one, though.
Yes, but then this guy shows up who's, like, this walking carpet, and he's like, hello, Harry, did you know you're a billionaire? You got Elon Musk money. And so then he goes to the Jewish stereotype bank, and he's like, that's right, Harry, you have all of the money. Don't be careful, don't go down Gobble Balls Alley. And so, like, he is the richest motherfucker in the wizarding world. He's a fucking billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
And
no, I heard that part. I remember.
Yeah, he's a fucking billionaire, and he finishes high school, and it's like, time to be a cop now. Like, what the fuck is that? You're an actual billionaire. There's so much stuff that you could do which would be, like, legitimately helpful. But he's like, nope, the strat for me is cop. I'm your billionaire cop. Like it'd be like Bruce Wayne being like, I need a squad car. Just like, oh god, it's so bad. It's burning. My skin is burning. Like, I'm not even reading it right now. My Harry Potter is burning my skin.
Amazing.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not good.
Trashiest, flamiest. Oh, like, why is he a cop? Why is this billionaire a police officer?
Well, I mean, I guess he'd be closer to, like, NCIS, I think. He might be a special victims unit.
No, he's just a straight-up cop. He's an R.
Oh, he is.
Grows up to be an R.
That's right. He is an R.
He's just a fucking cop.
He's a fucking beat
Yeah,
cop.
he's just a fucking cop.
And he shouldn't be a cop. Like, for his whole history, he shouldn't be a cop. That's the worst thing, is, like, you watch his entire career, like, as a kid, and you're just like, yeah, that kid's not going to grow up to be a cop. He's not going to want to keep that life up. We know this about him. And then he fucking does.
All right. And I have another fucking bone here. Like, because, like, while we're, like, this feels like this has become the airing of grievances. It's something that I don't think J.K. Rowling gets dragged enough for. Is, like, several years after all these books came out, with a straight face and her full chest, saying that Hermione is black. What? Like, just, like...
If she was black, why wasn't she black in the movie?
Yeah, or...
Like, where you had all the opportunity to make her black, like, in canon.
Right. Like, for a writer that knows nothing but, like, poorly worded, like, rambling descriptions of characters, she never managed to say in 7 fucking books, Hermione is a black person.
But, I mean, Hermione couldn't be black. Her name wasn't a horrifying stereotype, right?
Right.
Unless I've lost track of those.
And so, like...
No, her name wasn't a horrifying stereotype. It was a regular-ass British name.
Right, exactly. And so, when she says shit like Hermione was black and Dumbledore was gay, like, this is her telling on herself. This is her saying, like, what do people who have more compassion than me wish was in these books? I guess I will now claim that they existed post facto without them existing in the text. Like, fuck off, J.K. Rowling. Just like, Dumbledore was gay. Oh, forever the best tweet about how terrible J.K. Rowling's work is like, somebody who ran a parody J.K. Rowling account years ago said, "Let me tell you a secret. One time Dobby ate Hermione's ass." And
I think I saw that one.
Yeah. And it's like, that is so exactly what, like, J.K. Rowling, like, does, which is see which way the wind is blowing, realize that it isn't compatible with her beliefs, realize she doesn't actually have to change the books at all, but then just say, like, well, did you know Dumbledore is gay? And it's like, Dumbledore's gay, huh? Where does that exist in any of these fucking books? Oh, don't worry about that. He is. You just have to know. And there's like this.
If you know, then you can see in the subtext that I totally put there.
Yeah.
Obviously, on purpose. Yeah. It's right there. You just didn't read close enough.
You can tell.
It's pretty funny that, like, she assumes people didn't read deeply enough into these 5th grade level books. They're like 1,000 pages each.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, like, no, people read those books plenty closely. They read your cartoon hate books fine. Because, like, when the first few movies came out and they didn't have every line from every conversation, like, these children went into orbit, which is why the movies got to be, like, 3 hours each, because they had to be like, "Hello, I'm Harry. Can you please pass the salt? Here's the wizard salt, Harry." Because they have to include every fuck.
Honestly, the first 2 movies were fucking fine. It was the rest of the movies that were bad. But that's me. Fine. Yeah. I'm telling on myself.
I mean, the first movie does have the trip to, like, the bank. But, like...
Yeah, it does have the trip to the bank. That sure does. Sure.
But as far as, like, being, like, movies that are structurally sound that you can sit through, they're fine, because they do what a movie is supposed to do, which is adapt the source material. Not sit there and be a book on tape with pictures. Which is, like, where we ended up with starting with the 4th one. I think the 3rd one is actually a watchable film.
The 4th one being implied to be a book on tape is also really bad because they missed a shit ton of stuff in that was actually important. And then later movies, they were like, wait, we didn't include that in the movie, so no one's gonna know what we mean. And it was even worse. Everything was stupid.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, the movies are...
Yeah, like... oh, God. Just... They're so exhaustingly awful. Like, I watched that, like, Sony State of Play for this thing just because I was like, you know what? I need less sunshine in my day today, and so I watched it. And there was a thing that they said in that which made me, like, just sent me into orbit. I backflipped off the earth. Where they're like, this story is set in the 19th century, so that way there's no wizard more important than you. Like, so that way no one can get in the way of how important your story is. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. Just the idea that that's all these things are is they're just these like self-insert Mary Sue fucking like bland like just like it just so no one can be more important than you. Fuck off. Like, one of the most exciting things in the world is figuring out that you're not the main character. Like, I am not the main character of the world. That's thrilling because it means there are people who are. Like, I'm glad I'm not the main character of the world. I think video games about people who are not the main character of the world, but are then like called to do something, are interesting stories, because like then there is like this idea of like a sense of obligation instead of like the tug of destiny. You're like, people are doing things not because they're fated to do it. They're like, well, I guess this is my responsibility. You know, before like Spider-Man made it trite, you know, there is an idea that like responsibility is important, you know, and we've taken the hero's journey and we've reduced the hero's journey to a theme park ride, you know, where there's no danger, there's no stakes, there's no consequences. You just roll around, do whatever you want, get whatever you want, you know, and when you get off the ride, get your picture from the booth. Fuck off. Like, it's the 19th century, so that way there's no one more important than you. Fuck you, video game. And for all of the other reasons previously mentioned. Oh, exhausting. This is a podcast. There's music at the beginning and end of our show.
Yeah, shouts to Sach. Hope he's doing all right. You can find his stuff at soundcloud.com/BigSachandJ, and you know, drop him a line on Twitter at Hillary_Swank. We have a logo. It's on a t-shirt. I think a hoodie still, but either way, it was designed by Laura Moran. You can find her on Twitter at Laura Moran. Consider donating to her Patreon. As we mentioned earlier, we have a Patreon, and we will resume. I guess what's the word? What's the word here, Brian?
Billing?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Billing for Patreon this week. So, you know, keep an eye out for that.
Yeah. And so that's still not happening. Like, you will not be billed for April. There will be no April billing.
Okay. I thought it was the other way around, but that's cool.
Yeah.
It's fine. We are also on social media. You can find us Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, which is where I am, Brian is, and Tegan is in that order. We also stream on Twitch. Tegan's playing Horizon Forbidden West on Tuesdays, and I'm playing stuff on Wednesdays. Currently, I'm playing a bit of Triangle Strategy. I might mix it up. Who knows? But that's us. That's the show.
I recently talked to somebody who watches our Twitch with some regularity, and they told me that they watch when Rocky streams, but not when Tegan streams. And the reason that they don't watch when Tegan streams is because Tegan only plays narrative-driven games that this person is interested in playing. Well,
no! Well, good news for you. I'm also interested in playing them. That's why I'm playing them.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Spoiler alert. I play them because I want
to.
to.
Yeah. So I was like, that's interesting. So they stay away when Tegan's up, not because they don't like Tegan, but because they're like, oh, I want to play that game, and I don't want to be spoiled on things in the game.
That's fair!
Yeah,
sorry.
Totally justified.
I understand.
Yeah.
I hope you come back to me when you have finished the game, and tell me what you think of them.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna keep doing it. I will also play a lot slower than you, though, because I only play 1 day a week, so in all likelihood, you will have finished the game before I have.
Yeah. That's what happened with Tempest.
Well, peace.
Bye.